form, Don.
Beautiful night, Peter, as we just watch the players going through. Conducive to good football. It's not over hot, and it's a beautiful night.
It is a perfect night for football. Very balmy evening.
All right, well, speaking of the weather, and I know he's enjoying it down there, we like it. I don't know whether Bill McDonald will, but Bill, a very good evening to you.
Thank you very much, Peter, and a great night down here indeed. First of all, a pat on the back for the Brisbane Bears ground staff. As you know, we've had a fair bit of water up here the last couple of weeks, and the ground out here at Carrara tonight, Carrara Oval, is in magnificent condition. Let's have a quick look now at the weather conditions. A little bit chilly tonight, the winter coming in now. It's 18 degrees at the moment. The wind is 5 kilometres an hour, and it's going straight across the ground, so there's no advantage out there. And as we said, the track out there, the ground is nice and firm and hard. Ingredients for a great match.
Record of these two sides, they've played 5 times. Melbourne has won 4, the Bears have won 1. That was here at Carrara, and it was by 5 points. Greatest winning margin, 5 points. Interesting, isn't it? Very strong combination. Melbourne, they've been underrated for years. Here they are on top of the ladder. They've done little wrong, really. And that man in the middle, Jimmy Stein's a vital cog in their machine. I think he's an underrated player too.
Well, they struggled a little bit in the first half against Fitzroy in their last match, but then they got their machine going. There's Jim Steins, who Peter was just talking about, in magnificent form. Don, now you're the ruck coach at Melbourne. How do you rate him as a ruckman?
Well, his greatest asset is mobility around the ground. He's still got a bit to learn about positioning his body around boundary throw-ins, but that'll come because it's only experience you learn how to use your body and how to position. But his great mobility is his skill, his quickness of head, and his great endurance. Melbourne bench tonight, Andy Lovell and Jay Viney. Just waiting on the bench to be lined up for the Brisbane Bears. It looks like Bernie Harris is going to line up in the interchange, as is Roger Merritt. And Bernie playing his 100th game tonight for the Bears, formerly Fitzroy.
A great career too so far, Bernie, but that's a very poor sign. I think when you bring a bloke back in, Roger Merritt, probably the best player in the team, they line him up on the bench. Well, he's obviously not fit.
No, you're either fit or you're not fit.
Exactly right. Now,
otherwise
if he's about to play, he should be out in the ground.
Yeah, but if you go back years, history, Darryl Baldock did that. I remember in one game for St Kilda when he was captain. That's exactly right, down at St Kilda, and he was an inspiration when he did come on in that particular game. And Roger Merritt could do the same.
Well, Roger Merritt's a vital cog in this side, and he's a great player, but I'd start him off on the ground.
First quarter from Carrara. The Brisbane Bears versus Melbourne. Melbourne undefeated so far. Can they maintain their unbeaten record? Steins taps it down. A sweeping hand cast comes out from Eishold up towards Melbourne's half-forward line. That was almost as good as a kick. Hardy dispossessed pretty quickly. The last man to get up. He's got the free kick.
Looks as if he's playing in the centre tonight. He was on the forward line last week.
Richardson up towards centre wing. Courageous mark. I guess that typifies Northey's coaching, though, doesn't it, from Brett Lovett? Would have been mark or free kick to Campbell. And as a result, not a good kick. Zanotti, who loves to run with the ball. The Bears fullback up towards centre field. Bain, former Sandover medalist. McIver, who can kick the ball long and does. Down towards half forward. Danny Hughes in the thick of things. The umpire has plucked out a free kick from that. And it's going the Bears' way to the refrigerator. Mark Roberts. Taylor up in front. Stretch from behind. Hooks the ball towards the member stand side here at Carrara.
This is Rowe. I think it'll go Melbourne's way, this free kick. It'll have to come back to the former Port Adelaide star, Andrew Obst. Now he's at half forward. Bennett is making the lead, but he looks to ignore him. Now Bennett goes back again, comes from the side. The ball is fisted the ground. Here's a chance for Melbourne as Todd Viney picks it up on the left foot and slams it through for the first goal of the game.
Well, there's not much reaction from the crowd, but what a great goal that was. Now, what I appreciate in that passage of play was what Bennett did when he flew for the ball. He went up, he realised he couldn't mark. Now, here it is, Andrew Obst, the high ball. Now, watch Bennett. Over the side, he mightn't have made contact, but the intent was there. Good intent, and well done by Todd Viney, because he's been a player that's really been plagued with injury. He's a great player. After his first year, he's made deputy vice-captain of the club, but has to surrender that position because of injury, but a real gun player.
The player that got the ball down there too, Don, number 29, Obst. I was talking to John Sell, and he tells me that Obst gets better with every game he plays.
Number 29, worn with distinction by Hassaman.
Played well against Essendon, very well.
6 points the difference. The Demons lead at Carrara. Let's see who's going to get it out of the centre. Healy with a short kick out towards left half forward. Richardson and Wilson. There's a couple of goers. Wilson might win this one out. Hardy. Quick kick from the centre. And there's a Melbourne mark taken for the Demons by Phoebe. Stephen Phoebe. He's got a 50-metre penalty.
Goes a little like Alan Johnson, Stephen Phoebe. He's always mopping up across that half-back line. Always seem to be in the right position and reads the play very, very well.
Now, it'll be interesting to see what he can do with the kick, because he'll be kicking just outside 50. Should be able to land it pretty close. He's gone long with it. It'll land in the square. In fact, It's gone further than that. It's a goal.
Prepare final approach. BP is on the move. Right now, all over the world, we're redesigning our 20,000 service stations to make them every bit as advanced as the products we sell. We think you'll appreciate the changes sooner or later. BP, on the move.
Who had a shocker against Hawthorn, but was nearly best man on the ground the week before that. Graham Yates has had an excellent season in the back pocket. Gets the hand pass away to Lyon, over to Obst, who absolutely drops the sitter. Steins. Another hand pass comes over to Lovett. The short one is on. And a lovely pass hits Bennett right on the chest.
And he is kicking this. I was just going to say, he's well within kicking distance. Well within kicking distance. A bit like Gary Ablett. 50-metre line, not a barrier.
No doubt about that. He'll kick it right from the 50-metre line. So I'd say
I think
something's going on down in the square. The umpire, or just outside the square, it's a free kick going Melbourne's way. Right in front of goal, I think.
So
is he going to play it?
Going to get the kick.
Gee, if I was Darren Bennett, I'd be really upset.
So would I. But still, it's a team game. And Spalding's got the kick, and this is a very bad start.
And Bernie Harris is just coming on for his 100th game and going off his Lachlan sim. It's a quick change by the Bears, only 6 minutes into the game.
Earl Spalding for Melbourne's third goal. Directly in front, slams it through for another one. So 3 goals straight, Melbourne. David O'Keefe on him. Brisbane Bears yet to score.
Well, that's Earl's first score for the year as far as goals go, or points go. Hasn't kicked one to date. Had a lot of problem last year with accuracy. Just kicking a lot of points, not too many goals, but that's a start for him that he'd like. As we mentioned, Darren Bennett wouldn't be too happy because he could have posted one.
Back into the centre. Great start by Melbourne. And some more jostling going off on the edge of the square.
Printer and Bradley Rowe.
Knocked down by Steins. In fact, he takes his own knockdown from the ruck, booting Melbourne into attack again, but a safe mark was taken down there for the Bears by Leslie. who's gone out wide. Missed by Harris. Picked up by Tingay. Short pass. Healy at left half forward takes the grab. Back to that same player. Leslie couldn't take the mark. Now a chance for the Bears to get clear. Bigashenko takes it. Hand pass came from O'Keefe. Bain in trouble. Scragg. Yates. Great tackle. Good tackle. Bain. Ball spills free and just about booted out of bounds. Stein should get there as he kept it in play. Very close to the boundary line. Melbourne doing all the attacking at the moment. Makeover comes to centre wing. Gastev fell over his opponent. Could have been a free to the Bears. Not played by the umpire for holding the man. Steins again. Well out near the boundary on left centre wing. Short pass. And Spalding takes the mark. Newport. Bennett crashes to the ground. Ooh, that was solid. Great bump down there by Eishold. And the Bears showing a little bit more cohesion on the defensive lines now. This is Lovett.
Oh, there's a free kick.
Yes, I must agree, Don. It's touched through.
He was stiff then, wasn't he?
That was Campbell or Bennett. The jumper, the player definitely, the Brisbane Bear fellow definitely had hold of the jumper.
Now, that will be kicked in again, I believe. Kennedy has taken the mark. That's Michael Kennedy. And Leslie will kick in.
There's
a fight. Yes, there's a fight up on the edge of the square. Players coming from everywhere. Stretches in there. Williams has come in.
Bradley Rowe is also involved. I think it's between Rowe and Brenner. Stretches in there now. Mark Williams, and it is ugly. It is ugly.
I'll tell you what, a few thrown in that pack.
My word.
Well, play continues.
And the emergency umpire taking numbers too.
Mark has been taken by Ishenko. It's still going on. Leslie gets the hand pass out to Harris. And watching the fight as well as the football, it's a little bit difficult at times.
The fight's going on, they're not watching the ball. It's ridiculous.
No, that's bad. Bain at the bottom of the pack. Went through Tingay's hands. Socket up to Hardy. Obbs gets into his back. McIver goes down. Let go by the umpire.
Danny Hughes got to hold his head a little bit. He gave that free kick away.
Keane has the ball. It was not his free kick. It goes to McIver. Now he's on the edge of the square. The fight has stopped. Good long kick. And a fine mark to Williams. At the Gastev, best and fairest last year. Short pass into the goal square, but it's not a well-directed one. Steins takes it.
He's doing well, Steins.
Gets the hand pass away, picked up by Phoebe, but the umpire is bringing the ball back.
Well, Steins read that beautifully. To get into that, you could see the lead was on. He filled up the gap.
But also across the centre line, Peter, he's mopping up well and creating well, using his mobility.
Jimmy Steins from the back pocket around towards the boundary line. Still in play. Ooh, Spalding almost had his head taken off as he kicks it to Obst. Obst against Leslie. Two former Port Adelaide players playing against each other there, but Andrew Obst has got it.
He goes short. It covered about 5 metres. Tony Campbell tries to shuffle it back to Obst. Leslie in hard after it again, ridden into the ground.
Not a bad game of football early on, isn't it? There's a lot of pressure out there. The Melbourne players certainly going at it, and Brisbane also serving it up.
Norm Dare and Shane O'Sullivan looking on as we see Martin Leslie, who's a real trier for the Bears. Ishenko couldn't take it. Oh, Phoebe! Oh, that is a hard knock to the head. Hip and shoulder right in the head, and Phoebe's down. And the Brisbane Bears crowd happen to enjoy that. Let's have a look at this, Don.
Well, as you said, Peter, it is fair. And that's when you are susceptible, just if you got rid of the ball, but it's good. Stevens up.
He's all right. I
He's
thought
all
it
right.
looked a bit worse than that at first. Now, Merritt is warming up round the boundary line. Well, I reckon that's ridiculous.
Richard Umber's going off too, Peter.
Absolutely ridiculous to the captain of the side to line up on the bench and come on now, and the other side's kicked 3 goals. Well, there's Brad Hardy from centre wing, halfway. Andrew Taylor, the flyer. David Bain can't get his boot to it. His players are going in very, very hard. There's Graham Yates, has had a terrific year. To Phoebe, who still looks a bit groggy. To Gary Lyon. Lyon round the boundary line. It was an intelligent kick. Rowe tried to keep it in, but it beat him over the line.
On centre wing, where we'll see a throw-in. Game hotting up after Melbourne got to a pretty good start here at Carrara. Ishenko at the back. Keane, a short kick up near the CUB logo on centre wing. Bain has got the ball, but I don't know whether he's got the free kick. In fact, he hasn't. It's going against him for holding the man. It'll go to Yates. Phoebe. Oh, he's running. He's in the open this time, so we've got an attack of the fumbles too. Williams collars him. Good tackle.
Bit of concussion, I can bet on that.
Yeah. Bigashenko comes out with the kick. Gastev just can't quite handle it. For the Bears, he's best and fairest winner last year. Taylor. Steins. Grinter trying to paddle it out. Oh, there's a lot of hard work going on in those packs. Not a lot of love lost out there at the moment. Taylor is the last to get up. Murray Bird and the Queensland umpire officiating here tonight, affecting the bounce on the shoulder.
I think he did get him, Don.
Oh, he really didn't have any eyes on the ball, Andrew Taylor, there, and he just stuck the legs out.
He copped it across the head.
Had an enforced holiday earlier in the season, a couple of weeks on the sidelines, courtesy of the AFL tribunal. Short pass, not a well-directed one. Eichel will do the tidying up work for Melbourne, but again, not a well-directed kick. He's put it straight to O'Keefe, who gets the kick in despite opposition from Spalding. There's Merritt, great mark. And you ask, why wasn't he there at the start?
Ridiculous.
If you're fit to be in the 20 and you're the captain, I guess you should be out there, but I think we've made the point. Let's not labour it. Great mark, though, Don.
Well, you couldn't blame Gary Lyon. He was in front. It's just that Merritt positioned himself better on that occasion.
Arguably, in my opinion, yes, the best player that the Bears have bought. Isn't it about that? That's a good pass, despite the opposition from Yates. It is a mark taken down there by little Sim. And he should be within kicking distance.
And that's a good kick in that congested area. There's just no movement or no options going up further. That's the second time the Bears have gone short into their forward line. Lachlan Sim, who's been off the bench, coming on and has a chance to score the Bears first.
First score, in fact. No wind advantage here tonight. Directly in front. Goal umpire doesn't move. It's a goal.
What are they doing? Homework.
We've got to do something about this.
We're always juggling money from one account to another. Looks complicated. Maybe you've got too many accounts.
Maybe you're right.
To help you make the most of your money, we've made it simpler to choose which accounts you really need. Because at Westpac, we believe the way you bank has a lot to do with the way you live.
You can't bank on. You can't bank on us.
13 points the difference here at Carrara, and just under 13 minutes left in the first quarter. 19 plays 6.
Schenko against Steins. Steins without the backup support of O'Dwyer tonight, of course. Now, that was Andrew Taylor fisting at the ground. Grabbed by Eichel. A quick kick to half-forward. A chance now for Melbourne. The tap-on from Spalding to Wilson was good play. The short one to fall forward. But the mark is dropped up there by the Bears. Bennett in after it.
He might have dropped the mark, Peter, but that was Matthew Kennedy there shaking his fist. But that was good play from the youngster there. He got in front of Bennett and just couldn't hold it. As you can see, still an immature body. I'm impressed with the way he's moved.
Well, big job for him tonight. Now, there's Bennett doing the ruck work. It's at half-foot. Oh, off the side of the boot beautifully. Up towards full forward by the Melbourne player in Newport. But the free kick has been found by the umpire. And it will go to Kennedy. As Don Scott said earlier, the son of Des Kennedy. A very fine player for St Kilda. Out wide. Tapped by Phoebe. That was clever play to Tingay, who cops one high. The umpire paying advantage as Phoebe around the boundary. And a lovely lead by Campbell. Campbell immediately kicks on, smothered off the boot. As good play by Scott McIver to Michael Kennedy. Michael Kennedy wide to Taylor. They've got loose men everywhere, the Bears. Here's their chance now. They've got runners. Gastev. Oh, they nearly missed it up. Sim to Gastev. Gastev to half forward. And the short one is on to Hardy, who's now down the forward pocket. Clever play, Hardy. But he went out of bounds, I think. Hardy felt that he was out and the ball was in, and he's having plenty to say. And the boundary umpire saying it's my ball. He'll throw it in, half forward for the Bears.
Now, interestingly, Peter, the boundary umpire was about 150 metres behind as Steins taps it down. Eichel The Demons out of danger, and the mark should be taken, and is taken by Spalding. Centering kick, Leslie and Obst. Kennedy, Zanotti, over the centre square, over the head of Gary Lyon, but he makes pace well. Nearly cops one for his corner. Gets around Merritt. Well played, Gary Lyon. Stephen Stretch, who also loves a run and can pass a ball. Look at that. Beautiful delivery to Brian Wilson. Newport, one of the most improved players in Melbourne side. Oh, fine mark, Darren Bennett. Bennett was Melbourne's leading goal kicker last year with 34. He's already kicked 22 goals in only a few rounds this season.
And that's his 31st mark for the year.
Gets those arms up very straight, Don, doesn't he?
It's a good mark. He's playing with a lot of confidence this year, Peter. That's why his marking has improved.
And let's hope he stays injury-free too, Don. Well, you get the distance. The accuracy is not a problem either. It's a goal.
McEwen's Big League bargains are hotting up. High prices have taken a crunch. Save over 20% on revolutionary laser light natural light sheeting. This amazing product cuts out almost 100% of harmful UV rays. Laser light sheeting comes in clear and frost in a handy range of lengths. It's easy to clean, easy to install, and has unique weatherproof fixings. Right now, Laser Light Greca and Roma styles are from a low $19.99, over 20% off. Don't fight over it. You're a winner every week with McEwen's Big League bargains store-wide.
Darren Bennett's 23rd goal for the season. As I said, he topped Melbourne's list last year with 34. I dare say he'll top it again, but the tally should indeed be a lot greater. The Demons doing it well in the first quarter.
19 points the margin. Schenko slips over and Steins gets it to ground. This is Greg Healy back into the Melbourne side. Breaks the tackle and they go forward again. Bennett, centre of the pack, couldn't take it. There's Michael Kennedy, who's a real little goer. The centre wing, but the mark has been taken there by Phoebe, who read that beautifully. Stephen Phoebe. Two Phoebes at Melbourne, of course. Stephen and Matthew, twins. Oh, poor kick. Straight to Mark Williams. That wasn't good football. Now Williams to the half-forward line. Lovely pass, finds Rowe. Rowe immediately plays on the gas step. Another short one is on to Hardy, and Hardy marks.
Well, he's too quick for Rod Grinder. Hardy, quick. We saw it earlier when he was on the boundary line, how he eluded Grinder on that occasion. That was quickness that got him away on that occasion. Quickness again to get out in front and take that lead.
Well, he's normally a very accurate kick, Brad Hardy. He will kick from about 30 metres. Very slight angle. There's the drop punt. No doubt about that one. That is a goal to the Bears.
Their second goal, Brad Hardy's first, and keeping the Bears in touch in the first quarter, 4-1 to 2 goals.
Well, he kicked 54 goals last year, Brad Hardy. He was their leading goal kicker. 2-1 last week, and in a sprawling battle between he and first gamer Paul Cooper of Hawthorn. And the battle honours might have gone Cooper's way on that particular day. Showed great maturity. Brad Hardy, always a danger on that forward line. Started off in the centre, but now on the half-forward flank. Graham Yates has a job on him.
13 points the margin. Back to the centre.
And the Melbourne side getting it out of the centre once more. It's booted long by Todd Viney. And here he comes again, Darren Bennett.
It was classical, the way they got it out of the centre there. Like a training drill.
And one of the longest kicks in the AFL. The former West Australian. Discarded by the West Coast Eagles when John Todd was there. Like a drawn goal shot coming around beautifully for Bennett second, his 24th goal for the year.
The news service for the 90s is a big responsibility. But I know we have what it takes to be that for our viewers. Because we have the people. We have experienced journalists. We have teamwork. We're committed. We want to be the best reporting team in Melbourne, and I believe we're well on the way.
There's a centre square infringement with just over 8 minutes to go in the term. It's going the Brisbane Bears way.
Todd Viney.
The free kick will be, yes, taken by Ashenko. Oh, gets one from McIver. He pumps it downfield, Ashenko. Love it. Kicks it back to the centre. Keane. 15-metre hand pass. Not a good one, though. Roberts, they can get out of it, the Bears, through Bain. Bain up towards half forward. It's inside 50. Melbourne's defence working overtime and well. Socket away by Greg Healy.
Oh,
Tingay. And Greg Healy will take the free kick for Melbourne at the right half-back flank.
moving well, Greg Healy. Picked up nearly 40 possessions last week in the reserves. And moving well early in this game.
Healy to centre wing. Ashenko sets himself. Good mark. Good mark in the centre of that pack. And Alex Ashenko, a moment ago, committed the unforgivable sin of kicking into the man on the mark as he kicks out to Merritt. And Merritt, the hand pass to Mike Richardson was a poor one. Back it comes to Bain. Good running play by Bain from 60 metres. Sets it up in front of goal. Mark Williams used the body against Steins. The ball hits the deck. And Grinter chases it out to the pocket and helps it over the line.
Well done by Stretch then. He was the man caught behind. He punched the ball over the boundary line. Well done.
3 goals won the margin. That's 19 points. As Steins taps it down. Oh, well rode by Bain. Bain a quick hand pass to Sim. Sim hooks it back in front of goal. Hardy and Merritt. Oh, courage, but they couldn't take it. And Graham Yates mops up for Melbourne. The kick intended for Eishold. Kennedy runs straight at the ball. Then couldn't get in a hand pass. Keane in after it for the Bears. Also Todd Viney, half forward for Brisbane. And the umpire will come in and bounce.
That was good intelligent play, Peter, because if he'd not got that, 2 Melbourne players were there, that would have gone right down to the Melbourne goal.
Yes, correct. 5-1 plays, 2 goals. Demons leading.
Pretty congested pack, centre wing. Bounce favours the Bears. Hustled out to the boundary line by Lovett, going after him as Rowe.
You can see then, Peter, strength of Brett Lovett to be able to hold his position. Little Bradley Rowe trying to get around, but Lovett wasn't interested in the ball. He just wanted to see it over the boundary line, and he kept Rowe out very well.
John Platten lookalike Rowe. There's Yates. He's been a busy player in the first quarter for Melbourne. Picked up a lot of possessions. A good knock on by Eishold. Picked up by Kennedy. And Kennedy's kick up towards the 50-metre line. This time Roberts. Lyon. And Gary Lyon. Beautiful kick. Up towards centre wing. Eishold again. Doing some damage out there. Back to Newport, who's well shepherded. Centering kick by the Melbourne veteran. Ashenko loses it and regains it. Not the greatest of hand passes. Leslie in front of Newport. Kick straight down the ground. Williams in front. Can't take it. Now a chance for Melbourne again. Stretches there. Does some good shepherding. A hand pass comes out in the direction of the South Australian Obst. Shocking kick though. Healy will give it back to Steins. Steins to the right half forward flank. He'll be looking for the run of Bennett if he can find it. Mark not taken down there by Todd Viney.
Should have taken that easy chest mark, Todd Viney, but just bounced off the big chest.
And it's going to be a ball up, a bounce, whichever terminology you prefer. Great conditions here tonight. Certainly a lot better than the previous game, which was against North Melbourne on Easter Sunday, when we all got a drenching. Let's hope the weather has turned for the better up here. Ashenko does well to get front position. Taps it to Kennedy. Looping hand pass comes out to Gastev if he can control it. Now it's McIver's turn. He'll shoot it out to Bain, who's the Bears' best player so far. Doing a lot of good work for Sandover medalist. On to Keane, and Keane gets the Bears out of danger.
A half-forward Rowe has it pumped away by Yates, who's in top form. And over the line it goes on centre wing. There's the Melbourne bench, Andy Lovell. And, well, they've certainly got plenty of talent. Jay Viney also there on the bench for Melbourne. Now it's grabbed by Mark Roberts. They can all switch him to full back if they get into trouble with Darren Bennett down there. There's a push in the back at half forward for the...
Really, he was the only player
side.
going for it, Peter. Everybody else stood around, and Bradley Rowe kept his eye on the ball.
He's got a loose man in Bain who's having a terrific quarter. The short one is on the Mark Williams, but the pace of Stretch, as he's able to get there and force it over the line. Williams feeling as though he should have got a free kick. It's at the 50-metre line. 31 years of age. I would think this would be his last year. He's making his intentions known that he'll go back to Adelaide. Now, here's Rowe on the left foot. An open goal awaits. Is that a goal? Oh, it hit that bottom part of the post. That thick sectioned on, the padded section.
Brings back memories.
It does too. You want me to say it?
No.
Yes, If it wasn't so padded, it might have gone through for a goal. But there's Danny Hughes bringing it back into play towards the half-back line. Over the back is Wilson. Now, that's intelligent play by Wilson to read that so well. And he ran too far, travelling basketball, but he knew it too. The umpire right on the scene, and a free kick for the Bears to Johnny Gastier.
The umpire blows the whistle. Bain takes the mark. McIver at centre field. Good long kick. Merritt. Doesn't he make a difference to their forward line, which does lack a lot of height and experience when he's missing.
I was just thinking as Merritt let out then, it must be much easier playing as a forward nowadays with the skill of these players further up the ground, because you're able to lead confidently knowing the ball's going to be put in front of you.
It was a lot tougher in my day, Don.
Roger Merritt. Right on 50. Oh, he's got underneath that one a bit and put it out of bounds on the full. He's capable and more often does kick better than that.
You wonder if he is favouring a leg when he kicks like that, because he's normally, he's no ankle. Yeah, he's normally a very good kick.
Not so this time. Wilson, Newport, good tackle by Sim. Ball, free kick actually.
Good decision by the umpire. That Stephen Newport a little slow in getting rid of the ball on that occasion.
Lachlan Sim to take the free kick. Not within kicking distance. He's about 80 metres from goal. Right half forward flank for the Brisbane Bears. Tall timber needed here. Taylor's the flyer. Well, Rowe gets ridden into the ground by Yates. Is that in the back or holding the ball?
It's a fine line, isn't it?
Yeah. I hate to make that decision. It's going the Bears' way.
I have to play it. If you look at that.
Yes, on the replay it looked as though it was the right decision. Brad Rowe from directly in front should score. It's a goal to the Bears.
Where were you that day?
Vehicle has exploded.
Challenger, the movie, Sunday.
Without warning, a tragedy beyond comprehension.
There's just no justice, Ailes. How much more is this family going to have to go through?
There's been an accident.
One of her most treasured loved ones is lost in Home and Away, Monday on 7.
5-1 plays 3-1 here at Carrara.
Martin Leslie doing well. Straight up in the air. Lyon against Mark Roberts. A loose ball. Half forward. Oh, that was good play by Roberts to go in and get it again. Now it's Lachlan Sim. They're looking pretty dangerous, the Bears. Phoebe smothered by Gastev. Hardy's out there, has got it. He'll swing round onto the left. Goes back with a hand pass to Sim. Puts him under all sorts of pressure. Socket round to Spalding. He's got 3 Bears players coming him. He's got backup support out there from Newport. Hardy has got it. Threw it to the ground. Then in after it again. Mark Roberts working hard. Good play by the big man. Bain has been terrific. Back to Mark Roberts. What good football. Roberts back to Merritt. Oh, beautiful lead by the big full forward. And what great play that by Mark Roberts.
Yes, on.
I was just watching, more interested in the way Merritt was moving on that occasion. And he moved really well on that occasion to get that lead, get away from Danny Hughes. But nonetheless, it was a good kick by Roberts. He put it into a space, and Merritt didn't let him down.
You wouldn't want to back him to kick it, though, Peter, after his last effort.
He's normally a great kick, but before he was a poor one. Let's see what he does. It's the siren sounds. Oh, another bad kick by Merritt. Didn't even make the distance, or did it? Yes, 1 point to the Bears, but a poor kick by Roger Merritt. And at quarter time here at Carrara, Melbourne under a little bit of pressure, but they lead 5-1-31 to the Brisbane Bears, 3-2-20.
20 minutes for Philip Rowell of Perth to escape from the hen house of death.
I'm not as socially excited as they are yet, I'll give you
It sounded like a great idea.
George Danikian got so confused he fronted up to work at SBS this morning.
Steve, you got it wrong.
Shane, Darren, Shane.
There we go, right.
Oh, it's been a really long week.
Tonight Live with Steve Bartlett. Turning on.
From
June the 1st, there will be new regulations covering the storage and handling of all dangerous goods. These are the warning signs. Ignoring them could not only seriously harm your urban environment, it could cost you up to $250,000 in fines. Or your life. Can you afford to take the risk?
How's Steve coping with the Air Force?
Timing is critical.
How's the Air Force coping with Steve, you mean?
And we'll need heavy tech support.
He can't fly a plane. Deadlines? Nah.
We can do it.
Wonder what they're like.
We've negotiated it through successfully.
Bunch of pen pushers, I suppose.
Any other problems? I'm happy.
So you've done it, mate?
Who's shouting?
It's on the boss.
Way to go.
Poor old Steve.
Would you believe I cooked something this extravagant? You're saying, where does she find the time? Actually, I whipped it up in just over 30 minutes. I admit I did have help from new continental cookbook casseroles. I simply added apricots and sliced onion to fresh chicken pieces, poured in the seasoning mix and, voila, apricot chicken curry. Okay, it looks great, but did they like it? Well, they didn't exactly leave it. New continental cookbook casseroles. The results speak for themselves.
I've got people coming for dinner in 12.5 minutes, and I haven't even done the dishes. Lucky for me, my Dishlex dishwasher does it all in exactly 12.5 minutes.
A guaranteed 2-month term deposit at State Bank Victoria can earn you up to a high 14.75% per annum. All you need to do is invest a minimum of $1,000 and relax for 2 months.
When everyone's going out to dinner, I bring my own grand plate. It's handy when I'm shopping with Mum and makes picnics so much fun. On Carrara night, when you're a special meal, it's just right.
In every baby's busy life, Heinz helps.
I love my Heinz, and I love my Mum.
11 points the difference in favour of Melbourne at quarter time. Bennett 2, singles to Spalding, Todd Viney and Phoebe, the goal kickers for the Demons. And for the Brisbane Bears, Hardy 1, Rowe 1 and Simon.
Today's match is part of the CUB AFL 1990 Premiership season.
Coaches just completing their quarter time address. And of course, when we speak of VFL officials, one of the most outspoken at the moment is the president of the Collingwood Football Club, Alan McAllister, who's had plenty to say on more than just one subject in the last week or so. And after the match tonight, he'll be speaking to Bruce McAvaney. 11 points the difference at quarter time. Don Scott.
Yes, well, a very, very entertaining game. And just going through the best players, I think that Melbourne, well, I know Melbourne have got more, but it's not a good sign when you go through and I mark down which team's got best players and then you look at the scores. And Melbourne really will have to do a little bit more if they're going to maintain. The Brisbane Bears also very impressive the way they're going into the forward line. And stats reasonably even from both sides. Hit-outs, I thought that Melbourne would be further in front than the Brisbane Bears.
On the boundary line, here's Bill McDonald.
Thank you very much. Well, the conditions down here now getting a little bit more slippery. It's getting a lot of dew out there at the moment, but the coaches at quarter time, well, for Melbourne, they want to just cut those short kicks out a little bit more. It's a big ground here. He said they're just trying to use the short kicks a little too much, probably overusing them, and man up a lot more in defence on the Bears forward line. Keep in front, and he's pretty confident, actually. He just said keep in front and grind away, and they can win this match. Brisbane Bears, Norm Dare, well, he just said the players are just too flat-footed. They've got to move the ball a lot more, and look for Roger Merritt up forward and keep it open and make Melbourne run.
Second quarter began about to get underway. 11 points the difference. In the latter part of the first term, the Bears did a lot better as McIver boots them forward again, although not for very long. Demons doing it well through Lovett, who's been one of their most consistent players. Yates hooks it back to centre wing, and the mark is taken by Steve Newport. Big pack of players at left half forward for the Demons. And breaking away is Todd Viney, who's already kicked one goal. Picked up by Kennedy, and the ball has struck the behind post and is therefore out of bounds.
Interesting to see Danny Hughes now on the forward line for Melbourne. Earl Spalding's gone back and picking up Roger Merritt.
Might have been premature, but Merritt did certainly lift the Bears when he came on. Rowe Newport again. Ball just doesn't sit right for him. Roberts, pretty good hand pass, and he did well to get it back to himself and finally get it out to a teammate in McIver. Down to Rowe again. He's looking a lot better now when they move the ball quickly. See how Merritt's running. He's doing it well. He certainly kept pace with Spalding there. I think he's going to contest this throw-in. Did consider an operation on the ankle, but obviously that is the last resort. Steins in front. It's a messy play there. Eichold gives the hand pass to Phoebe. Leslie. Obst. The two South Australians batting. Speaking of South Australians, Hughes gets bundled out of the road. Eschenko goes for the hand pass to former West Coast Eagle. Two of them there. Zanotti flicked out to O'Keefe. O'Keefe down towards right half forward. Merritt this time loses out. Great mark taken by Earl Spalding.
It was a good mark, and Roger Merritt will have to watch it, or he could end up with a 50 metres. Hand pass at the line. A wobbly kick, but he's found Eichold. Eichold getting onto the right foot and kicking it right out to the half-forward line. Viney in front, Kennedy at the back. Beautifully read over the top by Wilson. Wilson to Obbs, who's surrounded by three Bears players. Grabbed by Martin Leslie. Back comes, nearly a clash there, Eschenko and Steins.
Nearly.
And eventually the ball forced over the line at half-forward for Melbourne. There's Tony Campbell on screen.
This is a good game of football. The Bears are not going to give up. They're playing a lot better. They could only improve on last week, but there's a lot of spirit out there, and there's only 11 points of difference.
Over the back is Eichold, smothered beautifully by Scott McIver. Mike Richardson in after it. Free kick to Melbourne, had to be. Advantage paid to Lovett. Up to Bennett. Over the back by the youngster playing his first game in Matthew Kennedy, who only succeeds in putting it out of bounds on the full.
Still very impressive, young Matthew Kennedy.
And this will be interesting. Let's see how far Bennett actually, if he goes for a long bomb. There's a few of the Bears reserves players there. But Bennett, a very, very long kick. Let's see. A drop punt, a wobbly one. Up in front of goal. Fisted to ground. Some wild bootman in there. Tony Campbell has got it. Tries to get in a hand pass. Finds Tingay. Tingay back.
There's a fight on behind play between Richardson and Brian Wilson.
Matthew Kennedy plays on to Bain. Bain was outstanding in the first quarter. The short one was intended for Leslie. Mark Roberts is doing a good job. Back to Bain. Bain was going to hand pass. Now he does. Roberts cleverly taps it on to Leslie and then goes and shepherds. Good play by Mark Roberts. Martin Leslie to the half-forward line. Hardy at the back pushing and shoving.
Good play again.
But Grinter
used his body well then. Exactly right. Used his body well. That was a good effort because Hardy is a strong body player.
Kick by Grinter. Obst outmarked by Roberts. And Mark Roberts lifting his game. Did a lot of useful things in the first quarter. Kicks the position well. Keane takes the mark. Just inboard from centre wing. Well, not a good kick off the boot. Rowe in front by Giannelli took that mark. He's got a bit of pace too, and he kicks well for goal. Just misses by about half a metre.
It's a goer.
My word, there's only one thing he's got to work on. That's his kicking. Okay,
Yes.
that wasn't a good example, but just around the ground, he's still just got to improve upon that just a fraction. That'll come.
3-3 to 5-1 here at Carrara. Melbourne starting off well, but the Bears starting to get into the game a little bit now. Gary Lyon takes the mark. Mid opposition from Roger Merritt, who gets whistled back some 50 metres by the umpire. Maybe harsh, but technically correct.
Very harsh.
Gary Lyon, another player that Melbourne would love to keep injury-free. Had a lot of injuries.
Free
That's
kick.
got to be a free kick, doesn't it? Lovett.
That hole created by Danny Hughes backing back there, and then Lovett just dropped in, the ball dropped, and he was found in the right position.
Brett Lovett at half forward, just outside 50. And has gone in short. Now, not a well-directed kick. Big Alex Eschenko is hard to get around. Too tall for Eichold. Farms it off to Richardson. Stretch and Williams.
They go wide, the Bears. That's one downfall with their style of play. They do kick it short. They like the possession game, and they go wide.
Stretch and Williams, neither has really been in the play so far. Nullified each other's efforts. Hughes taps that one down. Bears looking for a holding the ball decision. They're not going to get one. Instead, it's going to be a ball up. It's Mark Williams.
Certainly gets involved, Mark Williams.
It's not short of a word. Hughes, Keane. Taylor. On the burst is Leslie. From centre field, just off the edge of the square. The Bears forward line very open.
They're well picked out by the umpire then. Roger Merritt pushed Earl Spalding fair in the back as he's running for the ball.
So Spalding doing a good job on Merritt so far since he's been moved down there by coach John Northey.
Got too much pace. Phoebe. Lyon. Eichel. Back it comes to Grinter, who breaks the tackle. Kicks long. Bennett, the flyer. Over the back is Viney. That was good football, but he just couldn't steady. He read that beautifully, Don.
And also used his strength to break that tackle, but just didn't have the composure or the strength or balance just at the critical time to get rid of the ball.
The short one is on to Bain, who really is covering a lot of territory. Now, it might go the hand pass in, no. He runs to the 50-metre line, then kicks to the centre of the ground. Ooh, nearly a clash. Grinter came through very hard. Short one has found Lovett. Lovett at the 50-metre line. The short one to Bennett. And Bennett marks. No, that's not. It's Campbell, I should say.
And that's one feature of Rodney Gritter's game that's been missing for quite a while, attacking the ball. He really did attack the ball on that occasion. He was responsible, and it was good disposal across to Lovett, in turn to Campbell.
Tony Campbell from 25 metres kicks and misses to the right. So a poor kick.
Well, he used to play for forward, Peter, but I think that was one of the reasons he was moved to defence. He's kicking.
He drops the ball down with one hand and has all sorts of problems controlling it at times. There's Obst at the back against Gastev, who has, since he lost weight, he's not the same player. Tingay to Wilson. Wilson wide was to Healy, then back to Wilson. Wilson up in front of goal. Bennett the flyer. Eichel. 3 Bears players come at him. It's in front of the Melbourne goal. There's Viney showing strength. That was good play. Back to Stein. Stein's attacked by 2 Bears. Straight up in the air. A chance for the high flyers. No one can take it. Little Bain. Oh, cop one very high from Viney. Kennedy comes in to remonstrate. There's going to be a fight on here. And I hope for the Bears' sake the umpire doesn't reverse this. Oh, gee, it's
well,
ugly there.
He could. Zashenko came in pretty strong.
Well, I hope it is not reversed, because Bain deserved that kick. So let's see what the umpire is going to do as we see the replay of the incident. Just a high tackle, nothing much in that. And it is going... No, this is staying with David Bain in the back pocket, which is good. There's Mark Zanotti, former West Coast Eagle, a real dasher. A very exciting player when he's in form. Now, Bain has gone short, and he's found Michael Kennedy in the back pocket.
Haven't really gained much, except they've retained possession, the Bears. And again, going pretty short. Back to Bain. Far and above their best player. That was almost a mark to Lyon. Umpire has played it. Gary Lyon is on the right centre wing, and will put Melbourne back into attack again. Not a great kick, drops a little bit short. Kennedy, back to Bain, he's everywhere, well shepherded by McIver. And the Sandover medalist goes away again. Runs his full distance, good kick too by the little fellow. Stretch and Williams. And Stretch does do just that, stretches, but he's put it out of bounds on the full.
No free kick against Mark Williams. I think he dumped Stretch after he got rid of it.
Stephen Stretch to take the free. Mark Williams mouthing off. Has had plenty to say. Still giving the umpire a serve. That's not going to win him any points, or free kicks for that matter. Nishenko punches down, but not clear of the pack. Richardson a chance. Well claimed. Gastev has to get around Newport. Well tackled Tingay. Rowe. Strong mark. Courage. Good turn of speed too, Rowe. Gets it to Keane. Now his kicking. Hardy almost in front. Great mark against Spalding.
Gee, that's the second one he's done. Backhand or one-hander falling backwards.
Playing well in the second quarter. Obst. Danny Hughes, strong in defence. Straight down the ground for Melbourne. Up towards Kennedy. Couldn't take the mark. Might have got a free kick. Wilson off the ground. Intelligent football. And is that out of bounds on the full? Yes, it is.
And Todd Viney's gone off. We just saw coming into picture Andy Lovell. Maybe that's one area I think that Melbourne are falling down. Small man crumbing the ball up on their forward line.
Lovell's kick, the centering one at that. Bennett was the flyer. Richardson, well tackled by Steins. The ball out the back. Wilson a chance. But it's hustled over the boundary line by Kennedy for a throw-in.
See, the beauty with Darren Bennett is he's always going to fly contest. If he doesn't get it or not in the right position, he'll bring it to ground, hit it on or whatever. Now, the ball is coming to ground a lot, but the little fellows of Melbourne are not swooping on it. The opportunities are there.
Here's a chance for Campbell in front of goal. Oh, good, strong defence. Back it comes to Campbell. A quick kick now. How will the umpires see that? There's going to be a free kick the Bears' way. And let's have a look who is going to take it.
So they're doing well up there.
Looks like Mark Zanotti.
They are well on that back line, aren't they? And
very well.
You know, although Melbourne's controlling play, they're not far enough in front at all.
They're falling down up forward, the Bears. They've certainly had plenty of the play. And Zanotti battling hard. That's good play to Bain. Oh, great no play. This man's best man on the ground at the moment, Bain. A shocker against Hawthorn, but he had plenty of mates. But this is Sim to Martin Leslie. Danny Hughes, a former Port Adelaide player himself. But there's the kick to half forward and a diving mark taken by Brad Hardy. But they're playing all right, the Brisbane Bears, and looking dangerous.
Well, this is the first time they've really been into their forward line, and Brad Hardy is well within scoring distance. They're defending well on the Melbourne forward line, the Bears. And if they can capitalise up forward, it gives you a reward for the work done further down the field.
Well, Rod Grinter having plenty to say to Hardy. This is going for his second goal of the game. If he kicks it, they'll only trail by 6 points. Brad Hardy, normally a pretty good kick. Now he kicks straight through. That is a lovely kick. It's a goal to the Bears, all right.
Of real draft beer. Carlton Draft.
The Bears pressuring the league leaders here at Carrara under lights in round 5. Hardy's second goal. And since Roger Merritt has been on the ground, even though he's being outpointed this quarter, they have looked a lot better. Eschenko took a big swing and missed. Hardy, claim, holding the ball. No, says the umpire.
Looking for Jimmy Steins, who didn't contest that ruck throw down. Danny Hughes is doing the ruck work. Steins playing at centre-half forward.
Interesting move, Don.
Well, Hughes won a best and fairest for Melbourne, only playing in the ruck.
Lovett tries to crash through. Sim for the Bears, up the half forward. Marking contest, no one can bring it down. Whistle on play, Gastev comes out with the ball. Now it's a Bears free kick to Roger Merritt. Had it been the other way and he kicked it, of course, it would have been 50 metres to Melbourne. Now, he won't kick the distance here, judging by his 2 previous efforts, Peter.
He's looking for options, Peter, but they're just not on.
What's he got now? Short pass was to Roberts. Phoebe's there. Rowe got some pace. He'll try to get onto the left foot. McIver was the flyer. Hardy. And Melbourne closes it up.
Oh, that was tough.
I thought that was a little tough there.
Very tough.
Grinter comes up with the 3. The Melbourne strongman, a decision not liked by fans here at Carrara.
Grinter to the half-back line. Oh, good play by Gavin Keane to Leslie. And the Bears have lifted. The short one is on. The mark is dropped by Phoebe. Good tackle by Mark Roberts, who's working very hard, but the umpire says a push in the back, and I don't agree with that one.
Well, they are consistent there. They are consistent.
Yes, well, I don't know about that one, though. Healy, the half-back line. There's Gavin Keane, formerly of Essendon, lying on it. This could be holding the ball. Yes, umpire dead right there. You've got to make an attempt to get that out. Now, the short kick is on to Newport. Newport on centre wing. Swings onto the left to half forward. At the back is big Alex Oshenko. He's got backup support from Kennedy, who's a real little goer. To Bain. Bain has been out. Oh, my goodness me. He's not going to pay that a mark. Well, Bain still went in after it. But I thought that was a mark. He marked and then had it knocked out of his hands.
And he did control that ball for a split second.
Well, I don't know what the umpire was thinking there, but there's Normie there. He'd be pretty pleased with the way they're going at the moment. Lachlan Sim in after it, went to ground, and they gave himself a bit of a shove then, I think, and he's got the free kick at half-back. Sim, short, dangerous, to Richardson. McIver, they've gained nothing virtually there, but Leslie's got it. Back it comes to Richardson. Now, he should kick it this time. He does, but it's a shocker. Straight to Tingay. Tingay onto the left foot to half forward. Bennett in front. Punched down by Leslie. Gee, he's got some good backup support there on the back line. O'Keefe wide. David Bain having an absolute picnic. He's on centre wing, and what a great game by this little rover.
Tremendous game. There's not much of him. He gives a lot. Gastev onto Rowe. Taylor on the lead. Rowe again. Look at the pace of this fellow. The hand pass should be on. Harris. One behind. Deserved better.
He's a good player, Rowe, Don.
He's an untidy player, but a very, very effective one.
Well, he really set up the play there, and as such, it deserved better. He grew his hair and you put him in Hawthorn colours, he would look just like John Platten, wouldn't he? Grew his hair, it's long enough now. So the game really hotting up, 4-4 to 5-3 at Carrara. Bain again. A knock-on should favour Melbourne. Tingay is there, rides the bump well, tries to get it to Brian Wilson. Good tackle by Sim. Wilson could get a free kick there. No, says the umpire. It's picked up by Sim. Tries for Gastev, too long for him. Oh, he gave one out to Grinter too. I don't know whether that's too wise.
Wilson off. Yes, coming off Jay Viney on.
Boundary throw in, right half forward flank for Brisbane. Neither ruckman actually got a hand to it. This is Jay Viney, who, as Don said, has just come onto the ground. Marking contest, none can bring it down. Zanotti and Campbell. And it's out of bounds, left half forward flank for Melbourne.
He'd be one of the quickest players in the game, I reckon, Zanotti.
Loves a run, doesn't he, now, Wilson?
Well, he's a former champion junior athlete over in Western Australia.
In a little bit of trouble down there. We'll get a word, if there is an injury shortly, from Bill McDonald. Oshenko again had a swing and a miss. Harris, O'Keefe, well shepherded by McIver. Hooks the ball back, 2-on-1 in favour of Melbourne. Obst at the back, leaves it to Steins. Jay Viney. Hand pass onto Lovett. Harris. Thought about Harvey, then goes from McIver. McIver long with the kick, an open forward line. Merritt this time decides to play on. Gastev, 45 out. Taylor almost. Rowe. Should get it back to Taylor if he can. Melbourne's defence, brilliant. And it's out of bounds.
Oh, this is a good game.
My word, it's a good game. These players, both sides committed, and Melbourne will know they're in a game.
Have they ever? They would not want to relax for one moment. The Bears look pretty sharp. Melbourne, and that little man, he's terrific up in the corner. There's Taylor on the left foot, smothered, grabbed by Spalding. Desperation stakes. There's all Bears players out here, though. Kennedy waits for the bounce. Now he's going short. Oh, he didn't gain much. He's found Sim. Now, this is where, from here on in, they have problems, the Bears. Lachlan Sim to the pocket, over the back. Is it a mark? No, pushing the back to Melbourne to Grinter. Merritt not agreeing. But he's having plenty to say to the umpire.
I wonder what he is saying, Peter. I could lip read, eyes on the ball. I read that much.
Well, this is Rodney Grinter. The Melbourne fans love this player. A wobbly kick to half back. Favours Melbourne. This is Andy Lovell, showing a lot of pace and skill onto the left foot. Martin Leslie. Back-up support from Richardson. Can he trap it? He can. A quick kick is out to Hardy. Oh, he nearly dropped it, but he's got it. He's on centre wing, Brad Hardy, and Andrew Obst is over the mark. Hardy's telling the umpire. The kick to half forward. Oh, Merritt bundled out of it. That's a free kick to Roger Merritt. He did that well. And or is it to Rowe? It's going to little Rowe. Could have gone either way. They were both shoved in the back.
Nice shot coming off, and Todd Viney coming on for Melbourne.
Brad Rowe from 50 metres. Going to the torpedo. It's a wobbly one. Andrew Taylor wrestling with his opponent. There's Harris trying to tap it on to McIver. McIver goes to ground. Back it comes to Bernie Harris over his head. Is that a goal? No. Just missed.
Well, 2 misses by Bernie Harris in the space of 5 minutes. That would have been a miraculous goal.
He really did get under the pack well then, Bernie Harris. That's what Melbourne need down the other end of the ground.
And Rod Winter kicks in. There's Rowe again. He's having a great second quarter after a slow start. That's a good kick. Taylor's a good mark, and he lets it go. It's cleared the pack for a goal.
McEwen's Big League bargains are hotting up. High prices have taken a crunch. Save over 20% on revolutionary laser light natural light sheeting. This amazing product cuts out almost 100% of harmful UV rays. Laser light sheeting comes in clear and frost in a handy range of lengths. It's easy to clean, easy to install, and has unique weatherproof fixings. Right now, Laser Light Greca and Roma styles are from a low $19.99, over 20% off. Don't fight over it. You're a winner every week with McEwen's Big League bargains store-wide.
2 goals to Rowe, 2 goals to Hardy. Leading goal kickers for the Bears. Brisbane by 2 points. A centre square infringement, unforgivable against the Bears. Steins takes the kick at midfield. Not a good kick, though, by him. Mistakes from the pressure. McIver out the centre wing, and Richardson, or centre wing, it's half-back flank. He'll kick the centre wing. And out of bounds, right in front of our commentary box. Stephen Phoebe, number 21, Greg Healy, number 33, back in the side tonight.
And Stephen Stretch appealing to the bench. He doesn't know who his man is.
Lovett missed out. Back it comes to Bain from Harris. That's a good mark taken by Spalding. Farms it out quickly to Steins, who fumbles unaccountably, but there is a whistle. Players looking at the umpire to find out which way it's going.
Against Mark Roberts.
It's a Melbourne free kick. It'll be taken by Stephen Phoebe, I think. Even Phoebe doesn't know.
Andrew Ops doesn't know. Nobody wants it.
He's played down the ground, actually, against Mark Roberts.
Well, that could raffle it. Phoebe's got it anyway. Phoebe on centre wing. Good kick. Bennett at the back. Got a fingernail to it. Campbell went through solidly without the ball. Roberts on the bottom. Got pinned to him, and it'll be a bounce. Half forward for the Demons.
That Bears defence. An injury report with Bill McDonald on Brian Wilson.
Well, Bill's not there at the moment, but I can tell you that Roger Merritt has gone off the ground and coming back on as umbers.
Well, they're seeing a great game of football. This is Campbell. Tony Campbell, 65 metres out from goal. Now he goes for the hand pass to an unattended man. This is Stretcher. Kicks a long, long way. Look at that drop punt. A beautiful one. Ashenko, can he touch it? He taps it back in. I think it was a free kick to Ashenko.
Against Danny Hughes on that occasion, you could appreciate what Hughes was doing, but he didn't use his body, he used his arms.
Well, this
drag
is
Ashenko down.
Alexis Ashenko's improved play. Oh, dangerous. He went short, but he's going to lux a fortune because he's going to get the chance of another kick. And very lucky. Now he can give it if he's got to kick over the mark, the umpire is saying. As Ashenko to the half-back line, Campbell is there and flies and takes a very strong mark. He'll have to kick from 60 metres. Melbourne under a bit of pressure. They trail by 2 points. Campbell up in front of goal. Chance for someone to take a mark. Bennett almost took it. Newport tries to soccer it off the ground. There's Hughes with a quick kick.
I think he's got it.
Great goal.
He joins a family to seek revenge.
No one but me will know about you.
One man, alone undercover.
You kill anybody?
Against the mob.
You don't let him in too far, too fast.
Now he's going to tear them apart, single-handed.
I'll see to it he disappears. First you bust my logo.
Arnold Schwarzenegger returns.
Let's get him before he gets up.
And this time he means business.
Nice to be one of the family.
Raw Deal, 8:30 Monday on 7.
In latter times, Danny Hughes hasn't kicked too many goals. That one put Melbourne back in front. The Demons by 4 points here at Carrara. A game that probably didn't promise that much, but it certainly delivered a lot so far. Let's hope it keeps going this way. Who's going to get it out of the centre? Steins, ultimately for Melbourne, but not very far. Richardson leading in the race for the ball. And gets collared into by Jay Viney. Ball towards the boundary line. Oh, Zanotti too high. And Mark Zanotti will take the free kick. Bennett up on the wing. And again, Zanotti's his opponent, so he's there with him.
Oh, no.
Bad pass. Leslie. Now, they've gained nothing out of that. Ultimately, Zanotti with the kick. Two Melbourne players spoiled each other. Lovett, though, comes down with the ball to Steins. Up to centre field. Well, gee, that's a mark. Is it to Todd Viney? No.
Push in the back. Push in the back.
I thought it was.
That was a bad play there because it was a 2-on-1 situation. All Todd Viney had to do was push the ball down in front.
Keane for Brisbane to put the Bears into attack.
Half forward, or Packer players it over the back. Here's a chance to soccer up the ground. Can they get it to Hardy, who is loose? Umpire calls play on. Sim brought the ground. That's Andrew Obbs with a quick kick to the half-back line. All players going in hard up. That's a high tackle. It'll have to be a Bears kick to Gavin Keane.
It's an entertaining game, isn't it, Peter? The way the boys are throwing themselves in, it's terrific stuff.
Mark Roberts has done well. 50 metres, a long kick up in front of goal. Hardy's got two tall players to beat, and that was pretty hard on Hardy because who was there? It was Grinter and Spalding he had to beat. Almost impossible task. Just over 3 minutes of play left, but what a game. 36 plays 39. Demons in front, but they're certainly not having it their own way tonight. This is Grinter. The half-back line is stumped down the ground. Bernie Harris wide, looking for Bain. It was a poor hand pass, and eventually it's forced to the line and over. And Hardy saying that ball should have been brought right down to the square with a long kick.
Brett Lovett's been taken out of the centre. He's picking up Bernie Harris.
Close to half-time here at Carrara. Chance for a Bears score. It's almost in their forward pocket. Gee, was that a flip-out? It was a flip-out. It's a throw, I'd say.
They must be worried about David Bain because Andy Lovell came off interchange and he's shadowing him everywhere he's going.
Jimmy Steins is going to take the kick. Stretch thought it might have been his. Steins just up from the back pocket. Tingay. Right on the boundary line. A night at Carrara that's ideal for football. And as Bill McDonald suggested earlier, there's a little bit of dew forming out there now. That's not a mark, says the umpire. Play on. The Bears do just that through McIver. And Lovell just short of the centre to take the mark. Lovell started on the bench. Looks for Healy. Jay Viney nearly collides with him.
Get out of Jay Viney's way, and he's got eyes for the balls.
He's pretty solid, Don, isn't he? Oh, that is a
second
free kick
one against Todd.
And it will be taken by Martin Leslie. 50-metre defence line. Good kick to position that he's found McIver. One of the best kicks on the side. McIver, Roberts, underneath it. Melbourne players everywhere. Phoebe gets it out. Stretch slips over the CUB sign. Is holding the ball. Yes, that's pretty harsh on Stephen Stretch.
I thought he might have got around the neck on that occasion. He slipped.
Roberts takes the free kick. The refrigerator for the Bears. Taylor at the back. Hardy is always dangerous near goals. Will it bounce? It does, but the wrong way for Brisbane. And one behind.
And Roger Merritt warming up again. About to come on.
5-7 to 6-3. 2 points the difference with a minute to go, Peter.
Well, that's 12 shots to 9, so they've had plenty of the play, the Bears, with their forward line letting them down. This is Steve Phoebe at the half-back line. Now, he's got a loose man in Graham Yates. Yates can run off and kick long to the half-forward line. At the back, Martin Leslie. He's doing a lot of heavy work in defence. Goodbye, Martin Leslie. A very good player. Unfortunately, he first went to the Bears. He suffered a lot of injuries, but he's certainly rewarding them with their faith. Now, lovely kick from Kennedy out to Richardson. Richardson went short. That was dangerous. It was a poor kick straight into the hands of Brett Lovett. Now, Lovett, a very clever player. A little kick out wide has found his team out there in Grinter. To half forward, almost to Mark Devine. Crashing his way through was Mike Richardson, but only succeeds in putting it over the line. 6-3-39 Melbourne. The Bears 5-7-37. And there's Mark Roberts, who's played so well on bench with Mark Williams.
Boundary throw in on centre wing. This is Sim. And there's the siren to end a very entertaining second quarter here at Carrara at our round 5 match. Only 2 points the difference in half-time after the Bears hit the lead midway through the quarter. The Demons 6-3-39, leading Brisbane 5-7-37. Prudence in favour of Melbourne. 6-3-39, leading Brisbane 5-7-37. Prudence in favour of Melbourne. The Bears hit the lead during the second term. Let's see if they can go on with it now. This is Keane up towards half forward for the Brisbane Bears. Taylor comes out, a good hip and shoulder. Gastev, well tackled by Gary Lyon. Hardy has to beat 3 of them. Logically can't do it. And Melbourne get clear through the agency of Phoebe. Back to centre field. O'Keefe. Keane again. Almost gets taken out by a hip and shoulder from Spalding. Richardson had 2 options there, Zanotti or McIver. And Lachlan Sim takes the mark in front of Obst.
Danny Hughes has gone back onto Roger Merritt, and Spalding is centre half forward for Melbourne.
Keane, 3rd possession this quarter. But it's a pretty crowded Bears forward line now. Demon Pros having a chance to man up. Oh, gee, fly down there from Bain. He comes down with the ball. Great effort. Steins. Up towards half-back, and Phoebe again. Back to Hughes. Merritt tackles him well. Once more Phoebe. And standing his ground well, big Alex Ashenko. Oh, that was a bad hand pass to O'Keefe. He was collared. Well, McIver did well to even think about getting away. And Melbourne closes it up. Half forward for Brisbane.
Good effort by Tingay there, Stephen Tingay just getting up. I thought he'd let McIver go, but he threw out an arm and just sheer strength held him or retained him by the jumper.
A bounce at half forward for Brisbane. Ishenko, big punch away. Yates is in the road. Paddles the ball a couple of metres further forward. Roberts breaks clear. The kick is well smothered. Newport gets boot to ball and kicks it back to Jay Viney.
Mark Zanotti is on his hammer as they head out towards the centre wing area. Zanotti's been quite a good player tonight, as has the whole of that Bears defence. Michael Kennedy, O'Keefe, Matthew Kennedy, Martin Leslie, been excellent. That's Andrew Obbs doing the ruck work there as he taps it out to Jay Viney. Viney to the half-forward line, slightly off the side of the boot. Now, here's Martin Leslie, the former Port Adelaide star, widely regarded in South Australia as the best defender there when he was playing. Gastev, unlucky, could have been a free kick there to Melbourne. Gastev to Ashenko. Stuck out the arm and should be big there for holding the ball, I would think. Could have been that or too high. Free kick going Melbourne's way, and this is Stephen Newport. Newport to the half-forward line. Tapped to ground. Leslie again crashing his way through. Thrown over as he, actually grabbed after he disposed of the ball. So it'll be Mark Leslie's free kick at half-back. Now, he's having an excellent night. Hand pass to the running Michael Kennedy. A further hand pass to Shenko, to Sim. Sim onto his left foot. A high ball. Mark Williams pushing and shoving. Good tackle. Tapped on by Stretch. Then socket off the ground right out towards the centre wing area. Now, who'll get there first? Scott McIver, I would think. Campbell after him. That's a free kick to McIver. Bring the back umpire, Brendan Carlin, doing a fine job tonight, right on the scene. The kick from McIver to the centre of the ground. Mark Roberts has been impressive. Now, there's loose men everywhere. David Bain, best man on the ground, and Mark on centre wing. The leader's on from Hardy. He elects to go to the pocket to Andrew Taylor. Taylor out in front of Grinter. Socket off the ground by Taylor. Brian Wilson can't keep it in. He had a short spell on interchange in the second quarter. Brian Wilson has been relatively quiet tonight.
And Todd Viney's come back on, but I can't pick up the Melbourne player who went off.
I think it was Yates, Don. Knocked down by Steins. Lyons kick. Finding Phoebe. That might be out of bounds. On the full. No, might have about it. It is.
See, they're not playing well, Pete. Melbourne.
Well, they're under a bit of pressure, aren't they, Peter? Yes, Graham Yates it is. On the bench with maybe a minor injury. And free kick to be taken by Sim. Well, that's a shocking kick. It kicks the forwards hate. There's Brian Wilson, we were speaking of just a few moments ago, out to Greg Healy. Spalding. This looks a little bit better from Melbourne. Phoebe, can he pick it up in front of Sim? Does, gets the hand pass out. Well done, Spalding again. And a clever from Campbell. Could have come off. Wilson. Obst. Not the style of that player. Lovell. Ball kick from inside 50. He started on the bench tonight as Kennedy stands the mark. What sort of a kick is he, Don? You go down there on a regular basis?
It's just an average kick. He's not a long kick for goal.
About 48 metres from goal. Nothing average about that. It's a goal.
Big league bargains are hotting up. High prices have taken a crunch. Save over 20% on revolutionary laser light natural light sheeting. This amazing product cuts out almost 100% of harmful UV rays. Laser light sheeting comes in clear and frost in a handy range of lengths. It's easy to clean, easy to install, and has unique weatherproof fixings. Right now, Laser Light Greca and Roma styles are from a low $19.99, over 20% off. Don't fight over it. You're a winner every week with McEwen's Big League Bargains store-wide.
Lovell's first goal, Melbourne 7th. Out of the centre, most important. Let's see who's going to do it. It goes Melbourne's way up towards their half-forward line again. And here's a chance for Jay Viney. 2 quick goals, and he's accurate with that kick. He is. So Melbourne, once again, get away to a handy lead, 8-3 to 5-7.
Well, that was good by Jay Viney then. He had the option of the fellow running in front. Now, watch this. He runs onto the ball well. He could have flipped it over the top. Had a player running towards goal, but summed up the situation, then realised that he was covered. The fellow running forward was Andy Lovell. Steadied, and a good goal for this youngster.
And the Bears had no one at the base of the pack. And the ball was punched down. We're looking better now, Melbourne. Well done, Mike Richardson. Coming through the centre. Oh, kicks wide to Mark Williams. He's got it. Now he was about to go. This is where someone has to get to a space and really create something out of this. Now the lead is being made out wide by Gastev. And oh, he's dropped the sitter. Bain loses it, but he might get a free kick. No, it's the other way.
No, he dropped the ball, Peter.
Yeah, well, this is Todd Viney from the half-back area. They really did mess it. That's Gastev, not a shadow of the player he was after he's lost all that weight, Don. Comes to half-forward. A free kick going the Bears' way to Mark Williams on this occasion. He was held.
I tell you what, he's been well held by Stretch, Peter.
He has. The Stretch is a very good player. Now, there's just no one there doing anything on that forward line.
Yeah, but there's no movement, Peter. That's why the players are perplexed when they get the ball, as Williams is now.
That's what I'm saying. There's no movement, but Williams up in front of goal, and Stein's safety first taps it through. But that's a perfect opportunity when you're 55 metres out to at least just shove your opponent in the chest.
But it's a compliment to Melbourne because they're getting down there very quickly and blocking up the forward line.
Well, you've got to use your brains in those situations. If you're a forward, there's Hughes to Lyon. Gary Lyon at half-back. Will bring it around the grandstand wing. Keane. Now, there's a bit of holding going on, and it will go Melbourne's way to Spalding. Now, Stretch has made position out on centre wing, but he's covered now, so Spalding kicks long to half-forward. Mike Richardson into the back of Wilson, and yeah, poor... it was definitely a free kick against Richardson. That was a very indiscriminate sort of tackle. Good mark to Zanotti. No, it's not. It's big as Schenko. Over to Zanotti now. Back it comes to McIver.
He's been quiet.
Yes, although when he gets it, always very constructive. There's Zanotti has it punched away from him. Oh, this is danger for the Bears as Campbell picks it up and kicks a high floater up to the forward line. The courage shown there by McIver to take that mark. Now, he's got a loose man out there in Gavin Keane. He's found him at half-back. A hand pass over the top to Richardson, who tries to control it. Ridden into the ground.
Now, that was a good play there by Stretch. Although he gave the free kick away, it was a 1-on-4.
Richardson, the advantage actually paid there as it's taken by McIver to half-forward. Mark Roberts, good use of the body, good mark. Now, he'll kick it long. Now, Brad Hardy is now making the lead to the pocket. That's better. See, you get an intelligent player there. knows how to make position to a space, and then he pinged him beautifully.
They also moved the ball quicker down the ground on that occasion to the Bears and didn't let Melbourne defenders get down there and block up holes.
Brad Hardy from 35 metres, 45-degree angle. What's he kicked? He's kicked 2 so far. Normally a great kick for goal, Hardy. And it's floating. Will it hit the post? Yes, you can see it just drifting away. Bad luck to the Bears. They needed that one. They're still in there, though. 8-3. Plays 5-9, so that's 14 scoring shots to 11. But they do trail on the scoreboard by 12 points.
Or 2 goals, if you prefer. Stephen Phoebe. Left half-back flank for Melbourne. Little Bain likes a leap and then takes the mark. Shipped it in short. He's found Sim, it is. Lachlan Sim. Didn't really gain much from it. Grinter nearly pings him. He's gone for the short pass and he gets it back to Bain. He's almost in the same spot. This time he goes a little bit longer. Merritt can't take the mark. Rose on the bottom of the pack. Ball scooted out towards Obst. And Phoebe, I think, just got a hand to it before it went out of bounds on the full. He did. And so it will be thrown in. About 70 metres from goal. Bears right half forward flank. It's going to be Roberts and Steins. Line ball. Sim got a couple of hands on it. Bain thought about going off the ground. Sim, Taylor. Well, he gets scuttled down to Gastev. Tried to get the hand pass out. Lovett kicks it off the ground. Phoebe again. Newport has to beat 3. Good tackle, McIver. There's tackling well, but it does come ultimately to Steins. Stretch, as we've said, has done a great job on Williams. Towering kick down towards the half-forward line. Plenty of Melbourne jerseys are there. A long hand pass comes out from Tony Campbell into the square.
No, free kick, Pete, a free kick.
In the back he's playing.
Zanotti hanging his head.
He made some ground, Zanotti.
Oh, he's quick, Peter, isn't he?
Oh.
He's very, very quick.
He's trying to say he pushed him in the side to the umpire.
Lovell will take it. He's kicked a goal this quarter. The Bears supporters fairly silent. That section was behind the goals. They're a little bit more vociferous.
Super spoiler.
So Lovell, from point-blank range goals, his second.
Who can you bank on here on the land? Who will be there when you need a hand? Who can you bank on, come rain or come shine, when you've bent your back time after time? Who can you bank on? Who can you trust? You can bank on Westpac. You can bank on us.
18 points the difference. A very handy break by the league leaders going for their 5th win in succession. That was Lovell's second goal.
And the Bears, what they could do with a really class forward, with Merritt certainly not 100% fit, could do with a Dunstall or someone up there. There's the kick from Pashenko. Oh, beautifully directed kick to Keane. Keane the short one. That's good play to Mark Williams. And he's calling for it back and could have given it.
So that's the difference between Stretch and Williams. Stretch playing on Williams. Stretch will run up the ground, and that's where he gets caught out. Williams playing at home, and there he is spotted and found by Keane.
Williams from 45 metres. Oh, that's a pretty good-looking drop punt. That's a goal. That'll help the Bears.
Williams' first goal, and one that Brisbane could certainly do with. Scoreboard at Carrara, 9-3 to 6-9, 2 goals in it.
Well, you don't like, back when giving forwards latitude, you want them to attack, you want them to defend. And Mark Williams playing on Stretch. It's been an interesting battle. Williams can't get the pressure on him when he runs up the ground, and Stretch will have to do likewise and put pressure on Williams when Brisbane Bears have the ball.
The Brisbane Bears still playing catch-up football. First goal to Williams. The ball tapped out. Out of the centre it comes past Todd Viney. Phoebe, left half forward flank for the Demons. Under 13 minutes left in this quarter. Kennedy, yes, good mark. not paid by the umpire. Thought he held it long enough. Bears supporters did too. Richardson, a high kick. Might have been touched off the boot, that. Steins, Gastev. Steins crashing his way through. He'll have to get past Leslie, who flicks it over the top to Zanotti. The kick slewed off the side of the boot into the open spaces. McIver picks it up well. Paddock to move in and well shepherded. Back to centre wing, and Bigashenko takes the mark. Hughes,
have to watch it.
being whistled back by the umpire. Now the target was Taylor, who was well covered down there by Stretch.
There's great athleticism shown by Stretch on that occasion to jump up and push that ball away.
Yeah, but Taylor was covered. The kick should never have gone there by Shenko.
Boundary throw-in. Just on the Bears' attacking side of centre, actually knocked down by Tingay. Love it. One of the keys in the Melbourne side, and so is Greg Healy. Good to see him back tonight. Stretch playing a great game. Hasn't had that many possessions himself, but he's shut Williams right out. Zanotti.
Well,
here he goes. One of his famous runs.
They won't catch him. Oh, that's what he's capable of doing.
Beautiful stuff. Campbell down to Obst. And the mark taken by Phoebe. Kennedy late on the scene.
And Melbourne have made a change. They've put Newport in the back pocket, picking up Dwayne Rowe, Jay Viney.
Campbell in trouble out there. The trainer's running to him.
He's gone further up the ground.
Phoebe's kicked one goal so far from about 52 or 53 metres out. I don't think he's going to get one with that kick or clear one behind. Now Campbell looking a little proppy, breaks away from the trainers. 45 plays 58, 13 points the difference. Umbers comes onto the ground, and going off is Gaster, the best and fairest winner last year. Zanotti this time going for the hand pass. He gets it onto Kennedy at left centre wing. Kennedy spearing the pass into half forward. Merritt turns on a threepenny bit. Hardy almost. Great use of the body by the Brownlow medalist. A shot at goal. Great stuff for the Bears and 4 points.
Contest going on out here. 7 points the margin. The Demons getting away in this quarter. The Bears coming back. Next goal very important as we see Campbell. A hand pass. Further afield to Tingay to half forward. Now that'll be a free kick going Melbourne's way to Obst, and Zanotti not happy with that. Zanotti's been a very good player tonight with his pace. And he's telling the umpire that's so many free kicks you've given against me. And he finished last season very, very well, Mark Zanotti, playing at full back. Andrew Obst from Port Adelaide, they've produced some terrific plays. Bennett, too big, too tall.
And he's jumping confidently, isn't he? Getting well off the ground. And as I mentioned earlier, if you're a little fellow or anybody, get underneath Bennett, because if he doesn't take the mark, it'll definitely come to ground. He'll push it towards goal or bring it to ground.
Well, he's kicked 2, and he is only 30 metres out. Now, this is close, and he's missed. He's hooked it.
She had already put it down.
Now, what's he saying? Does he think it was a goal? Well, he's very, very annoyed as we see Matthew Kennedy bringing it back into play. Roberts, nearly a good mark to Roberts. Martin Leslie gets it out to McIver. McIver, good play around the boundary line. Kicked off the ground by Andy Lovell and out of bounds on the full. And there's some happy Bears supporters, and they'll be pleased with what they're seeing tonight. It's been a good performance. They're playing the top of the ladder side at the moment, finalist of the last 2 years, and they're putting up a good performance. Oh, there's a brilliant mark by Umbers. Just on the ground, a brilliant mark to Keane. Gavin Keane, the short one. Oh, that's a beautiful kick to Taylor. He's got the running player in Michael Kennedy, got himself into all sorts of trouble then. Kicks out wide to Hardy, showing great pace. Off the ground, 3 demons out there. Phoebe will get there first. Probably give it across to Grinter. Now he lets to have a bounce. This is danger for the Bears because they've got runners everywhere. Up towards half forward. Here's Zashenko going back trying to trap it. And he's got it too. That was good play, Zashenko. To McIver. McIver to Michael Kennedy. Back wide to McIver, who ducks the head. Then gives a hand pass back to Zanotti. Zanotti cops one in the back. Should have got a free kick. Michael Kennedy from centre wing. Wide. This is Bain. Now that'll be a free. Umpire says no. Play on. Lovell. That was a definite free kick then to Bain. And the mark has been taken by Spalding.
Melbourne going forward now through Grinter. Keith tried to punch it clear. Zanotti again, but he knows why he didn't get the free kick. He gave the umpire a mouthful before. McIver on to Sim.
Shouldn't make any difference, though.
Well, it shouldn't. Probably does, Pete.
Tony Campbell playing in the back pocket for Melbourne. Gary Lyon now gone forward.
Taylor in front. Campbell behind. Campbell could have almost come away with a free kick too because he was grabbed by Taylor when not in possession, but it's going to be a boundary throw in. Outer side. Spalding will contest the ruck duels with Umbers. McIver, he's playing a tremendous game now. Rowe, got a couple of hands to it. That's close to holding the ball. Williams trying to get clear. Hasn't been able to do that tonight too often. Rowe again. Merritt ducks the head. Beautiful play by the skipper. Rowe, a shot is off target, or is it a goal? I think it's fair. It's home.
On Beyond 2000, take a bird's eye view of the world from a satellite.
This is a way of actually seeing parts of the world that couldn't be seen otherwise.
Will it be possible to predict exactly where and when lightning will strike?
Lightning is a hell of a killer.
Tragic air disasters could be lessened thanks to an incredible new material.
This piece of composite knows when it's being bent.
It'll build an all-seeing, all-hearing aircraft.
It's hearing what's light.
Beyond 2000, 8:30 Tuesday on 7.
The margin now 2 points in favour of the Demons. Back to the centre, Andy Lovell. Straight up in the air. The Bears' defence has been excellent. There's one of their good players, Michael Kennedy. Now that quick to half forward, there's no one there for Brisbane. This is Grinter from centre wing. They kick it long, Melbourne. Right up to the half forward line. Ryan Wilson's been fairly quiet tonight. Umpire calls play on all obs. That was good football. To Lovell, to Wilson. Wilson an open goal. Kicks it quickly. Here's a goal coming up to Bennett. Bang, right through the middle. Well, they needed that one, Melbourne. They've taken their margin on to 8 points.
Well, they worked hard to get that, Melbourne. I thought Brian Wilson could have hand passed it. Watch here. But he got the kick in along the ground. An intentional kick. He was looking for Bennett. He was in a better situation than what we are, definitely from up here, but from here it looked as if it could have been a hand pass over the top. As we see Zanotti going off, holding his arm. Looks like he could have dislocated his shoulder or elbow.
He's in a lot of pain down there.
So he'll be missed.
And Gastev coming back on. I don't know if there'll be a bonus coming on because it just might have run out of legs a little fellow.
And young Matthew Kennedy's gone to fall back on Bennett. Gastev currently a loose man at half forward. And Mark Zanotti in a lot of pain. Bennett's third goal, back into the centre. From mid-air, Tingay to half forward. And a real scramble out there. Ops comes up with the ball. It's a Melbourne free kick. Gary Lyon has it. Lyon transferring it wide, stretch. Becoming an attacking player in his own right now. Centering kick. Bennett the leaper. Flips it out the back. Lovell missed it. It goes to McIver. What a great quarter he's playing. On to Umbers. Umbers from the left half-back flank, formerly of Geelong. Played in their reserve side last year in the finals. The play on call from the umpire. Campbell does, and Melbourne just sort of feel moving up a gear at the moment. Greg Healy, 60 metres out. Where's Bennett? There he is. Oh, Mark.
Oh, you can't believe it's the same player as playing last year. Last year he couldn't get off the ground. Look at the way he lifts himself here to Great effort.
3 goals to Darren Bennett so far, and another one here would make the Bears' task pretty difficult. Not that they're out of this match by any means, 57-65, but with Zanotti off the ground and a lot of bother, it could make the difference up there with Bennett. It's close. I'll have to wait on the goal umpire. It's a goal.
The West Coast Eagles fight to continue their winning run against the desperate Sydney Swans. Live 2 o'clock Sunday only on 7 Sports. Next on Hinch.
A potion known to Aborigines and brewed from an outback bush. Some believe it may help cancer sufferers.
They say it's of no benefit. That's a lot of rot. Whoever said that doesn't know what the hell they're talking about, for the very simple reason it's just proven itself.
An outback remedy, next on Hinch.
Again, Melbourne stretched their lead to 14 points, and they're a very talented side, Melbourne, so they can turn it on at will at times. There's McIver really coming into the game. Bernie Harris pushing and shoving. Probably would have been better off going for the ball. There's Viney to Tingay to Lovett. A short one to Lovell. And that's good play by Melbourne. Andy Lovell setting it up for Bennett again. Oh, there's no tall players there. And Bennett, easy as you like, takes that mark 30 metres out directly in front.
Been costly losing Zanotti. He's kicked one already since he went off the ground.
Look at that, just too tall. Mike Richardson had no chance whatsoever. So they must do something up there at full back, in my opinion.
Keith, perhaps.
Well,
Roberts.
Mark Roberts would be the one I'd put there. He's tall. He's going for his 5th goal, Darren Bennett. No doubt about it, right through the middle.
5 goals to Bennett, and the Demons scoot clear. 12-5, 77, 8-9, 57 the Bears.
Well, coming into this round, he was laying 3rd in the goal kicking, the AFL goal kicking with 22. Had a disappointing week last week, only kicking the 2 goals. But as we see tonight, he is marking well. He's taken 30-odd marks for the year. And he's figuring very prominently in the AFL list of markers as Bernie Harris goes off and Lachlan Sim back on.
They've done their homework too, Melbourne. They've manned up with little Rowe and half forward. Newport has gone on to him.
Well, they had to, Peter.
And they've taken Bain out of the game a bit too. So those 2 damaging players. So 20 points now the margin as Melbourne streaking away again. But each time it's happened tonight, the Bears have kept coming back. Ashenko to half forward. Oh, Gastev just nowhere to be seen tonight. Now, was that a throw? Umpire thought so. So it'll be a free kick going the way of Brisbane. Half forward. Well, who's got the kick? Let's see. It's Gavin Keane at half forward. Brings it up in front of goal. Taylor the flyer. Been a pretty quiet player. Brett Lovett to half back. This is Umbers. Oh, good play by Umbers to Michael Kennedy. He's been an excellent player. To Sim. Tried to be a little bit clever then. And it came unstuck as it taps out to Stretch.
Stephen Stretch, short of centre wing. The pass to Wilson, effective. Turned too quickly for Richardson. Bennett is the target again. Oh, here's another one. They've got to make a move there, surely, Don.
Well, I don't think you can blame the young fella there because he went left, he went right. Bennett, he had plenty of time to do what he wanted. Wilson had plenty of time and he spotted him. The problems are further down the ground, but he is dangerous when he's taking those big marks. Maybe they've got to get Oshenko down there quicker, but you can't get a fellow down quick like Melbourne brought the ball down on that occasion.
This is his 3rd goal since Zanotti went off the ground. That tells you something.
She was trapped for 12 years
I don't know how you can put up with it.
in a violent, brutal marriage.
My husband said he'd kill me if I left him.
I love you.
Until the day she struck back.
What do I have to do or say to convince you to defend yourself?
We will ask that you find the defendant guilty as charged.
Farrah Fawcett was brilliant as the scheming mother in Small Sacrifices. Now see her in one of the highest-rated TV movies, The Burning Bed, Wednesday on 7.
And a new ball having to come out.
I said a few minutes ago that Melbourne had moved up another gear. They haven't let me down. 6 goals to Darren Bennett. Martin Leslie has gone on to Bennett, who has 6 goals tonight, to take his year's tally to 28. And remember, he kicked only 34 last year, but was still the club's leading goal kicker.
And Brisbane have also got Umbers playing on the 50-metre line as a loose back man.
A scramble at centre field. No one going anywhere. Mark Williams is the last to get up, and it will be another bounce just wide of the circle. Not long left before three-quarter time, probably about a minute. And we're still not getting it far from the circle. Healy finally soccers it off the ground. Good use of the body by Gary Lyon. He'll be looking for Bennett again. In fact, Spalding almost spoiled him. Probably did. Comes down with the ball. And what's the decision?
Well, I think that should have been holding the ball, shouldn't it?
Probably anywhere else on the ground you would have been right, Peter. Bill McDonald has some news on Mark Zanotti. Bill?
Well, Peter, it's pretty hard to say what's wrong with him at the moment. He seemed a bit dazed when he came off the field and refused any treatment by the trainers, but it's believed to be his shoulder. He's fallen on it fairly awkwardly, but no one can get near him at the moment. He's very angry and very uptight.
Well, you could have called a goal there because Earl Spalding has put one through, and what a great second half of the third term it's been for Melbourne. Melbourne's 14th, and here's how he did it.
And this is the 8th goal from Melbourne in the third quarter. Spalding doing very, very well, twisting that ball back, contested well early too. Pity that both he and Bennett flew. Maybe Bennett could have shepherded for Spalding.
Back to the centre of the ground, and it's going to be tough for the Bears now. They were doing pretty well, but Melbourne, a very classy side, just lifted another rate. They've taken Bain out of the game, they've taken Rowe out of the game, and they're getting nothing out of Gastev, so their small man options aren't good. As the siren sounds to end the third quarter here at Carrara. Great quarter by Melbourne. They now lead 14-5-89.
The game certainly came in the third quarter when number 21 for the Brisbane Bears was forced to leave the fields, and that was Mark Zanotti. After that, Darren Bennett kicked 3 goals, and Melbourne kicked 8-2 for the term to the Bears 3-2 to lead by 32 points at the final change. And a reminder too about Australia's boom sport, basketball. The job ahead of the Bears as players take up their positions for the final term. Darren Bennett has kicked 6 goals for a season's tally of 28. Only 6 fewer than what he kicked for the whole of 1989. Martin Leslie has the job of minding him, and don't worry, he'll do a good job.
Todd Viney's now on Brad Hardy, half back for Melbourne.
Brad Hardy's been the Bears' most effective forward, although Rowe also has 3 goals out of their total of 8. They've only had 4 goal kickers, Brisbane. The final quarter, round 5, the Bears and the Demons. 89 plays 57, the Demons by 32. Zanotti, McIver, Roberts off the ground, but straight to Grinter. Greg Healy marking just off the edge of the square. A pass almost with pinpoint accuracy to Bennett. Steins looks for the hand pass. Healy had moved down to take it. Beautiful smother. The ball, will it be out of bounds? Kennedy takes the mark from the kick by Wilson. There's defence, though, up until the point when Zanotti went off, had done particularly well. O'Keefe paddles the ball forward. Lovell. No, it's not. It's Stephen Phoebe. And it's going to be a bounce. Very close to the boundary line and just near the players' interchange area.
Rodney Grinter's playing as a loose man across centre wing. So obviously the Bears starting to stack their back line.
Zanotti. Lyon has the kick smothered. Sim gets unloaded. Ball booted down towards the half-forward position for Melbourne, but it's young Matthew Kennedy.
And there's Grinter's man. They're playing a loose man, hoping for the change of direction, Brisbane Bears.
This is Keane. Hand pass at half-back to Leslie. Underground to Bain. Around Obst. Back to Keane. Wilson late on the scene. Bears need some goals quickly. And Steins and Umbers both missed it. Taylor didn't handle the situation at all well. Williams, one of the rare occasions tonight, getting away from stretch. Well, almost, but it's Lovett. Good backup support. Fine tackle by Williams. Campbell. Onto Steins, who cops one high from Taylor.
Umpire has paid the advantage. This is Lovell. Andy Lovell. Down towards half forward, Matthew Kennedy. And although he's had goals kicked on him, he has done a few things, Don, to show that he has got a lot of talent.
Oh, he's got a lot of talent, Peter. He's a very balanced footballer.
It's on centre wing. Well, actually closer to the half-forward line from Melbourne. That was Tingay getting it to Lovell. Now, one-on-one contest. Oh, the bounce favoured the Bears. This is Lachlan Sim. The swing onto the left hand. Mark Roberts does a lot of nice work to Richardson. Now, there's Kennedy. Good play to Keane. Keane had better kick it quickly onto the left foot, up towards half-forward. Merritt at the back. Jumped into his opponent. Again, the big fist comes away. Here's Lachlan Sim. Great play from the 50-metre line. Kicks wide and out of bounds. It's right beside the behind post, and they need goals, and they need them quickly.
And Andrew Taylor coming off for Brisbane and Gastev coming back on.
Well, Andrew Taylor's been very, very quiet, but the trouble for the Bears, so is John Gastev. Have hardly been sighted all night.
It's the old story, Pete. Should you take unfit players into a football match?
Well, there's no doubt that Gastev's not fit. Just nowhere near what he was last year. That's a free against Merritt. No, it looked like a shove out. I agree with you, Don, but umpire let it go. And we're lucky to get away with that on Steins Merritt. And he's playing under a lot of difficulty, Roger Merritt. He's got a very bad ankle, so he's got a lot of courage to even be out there. He started off on interchange, which I thought was rather stupid. Rather you fit or you're not. He's trying to do a bit of wrestling there with Gritters having plenty to say. He wants to come in and block Merritt. And there's some... That'll be a free kick to Merritt for shepherding against Gritter. Now, that was telegraphed and it was obvious and was definitely going to happen. And that was experienced by Merritt. And the umpire was watching him, Brendan Carlin, and Rodney Gritter couldn't argue, I don't think.
I don't think he'd argue with either of them.
No, I wouldn't like to meet either on a dark night in an alley.
I wouldn't like to meet anyone on a dark night in an alley.
Very funny, Don, as we see...
If you open that door again, you'll be in an alley, Don.
Merritt from directly in front. Oh, look at that. I've never seen Roger Merritt kick as badly as he has tonight. Across the face.
Tony Campbell limping off too for Melbourne. Graham Yates coming on.
Well, Graham Yates has been a magnificent player this year for Melbourne in that back pocket. And was a very good wingman also.
Obst in front, knocked down by Umbers. Keane, his fourth possession in this quarter. Hardy playing behind his man, and a safe mark taken by Todd Viney. Just up from the back pocket is Viney. Umbers in front, Lyon the punch away. Back it comes to Keane. There's that little fellow, Rowe. Back to McIver. Probably the Bears' most consistent player. Mark dropped down there by Danny Hughes, but plenty of backup support. As the kick is taken away by Todd Viney again.
And there's a Melbourne player down right on the 50 there, the Bears' 50-metre line too, and doesn't look too good.
Obst. Up to half forward. Bennett playing in front.
See, there's nothing you can do in a backman when there's a big forward like that. You could just see Bennett arching his back, putting his backside in to Leslie. There was just no way known he was going to get near the ball.
It was a great mark, that.
That Melbourne player slowly getting up. I think it's Earl Spalding.
Darren Bennett, 6 goals so far. Should get the distance. Got the distance but not the accuracy, so 6 goals it still is.
He kicks the ball very, very high, Don. Often his goals, the ball sails right over the top of the posts.
Also kicks it a long way, Peter.
Kennedy. Matthew Kennedy. Obst again with the hand pass. Healy, Wilson, back to Bennett. And young Kennedy takes the grab again. Onto Richardson. McIver, the most consistent player for the Bears after Bain had a scintillating first half. Kennedy. Bears running it out of defence. This is Umbers, who takes it from Keane. Oh, Merritt, a clever knock on. Where's Hardy? Can he pick it up? He'll be looking for the free kick. Oh, it comes out. He should get one.
Yes, he is. He is. As the umpires are being consistent.
Rod Grinder having plenty to say.
Merritt told Gaston to get the hell out of there. And you know, like Merritt's usually the first one in there to gong someone. He's telling Gaston to get out of the way. But he's a beauty, Roger Merritt. He's fantastic value.
Brad Hardy's given good value to the Bears tonight. Certainly up forward. He has given them something to aim at. Their leading goal kicker last year, Brad Hardy, with 54. And hit the post.
Second time he's hit the post tonight.
Things not going their way. And he also has the distinction, Brad Hardy, of kicking more goals in one game for the Bears than any other. That was 9 against Carlton last year. They need goals quickly, Brisbane, to get back into this. 2-on-1. Umbers couldn't take the mark. Look at this little fellow, Rowe. 45 out.
Deserved a goal.
One behind only.
Talking about records, Darren Bennett is only off one record off the most goals scored against the Brisbane Bears. That's held by David Williams, who's now at Richmond. Williams kicked his in 1987 in round 18. 7 goals.
Hughes on the stretch. Wilson in front, can't take the mark. Roberts a little bit slow with the hand pass, but a good tackle. Loose ball, finally picked up for Melbourne by Earl Spalding. Kennedy sets himself for the mark and doesn't let his side down.
Yes, he's playing a fine last quarter. Matthew Kennedy, as we said earlier in the game, his father, Des Kennedy,
could kick the ball a prodigious mile.
He was a magnificent kick, former St Kilda star.
And Sandringham too, Peter.
That's right. This is Lovell. Little chip pass across to Brett Lovett. Well, he's got that much class, Lovett. Always got plenty of time to do things. Tingay to Lyon. O'Keefe blocked Lyon. In fact, he's done a pretty good job down there, David O'Keefe.
I thought Gary Lyon might have got in the back of David. Oh, he has. The umpire's paid it.
This is O'Keefe from half back. Over the centre, Merritt pushing and shoving. He's certainly handicapped. He's doing a lot of shoving. Steins to Lyon. O'Keefe couldn't stop that one. Gary Lyon looking for the long one to Bennett. Bennett has made the lead. Can he get over the top of Zanotti? Oh, he got right into his back. Lovely chip on to Grinter, who on the left foot has missed. So Rodney Grinter, normally a backman, a big chance to score a goal there. 14-7 Melbourne, 8-12 the Bears, and a huge task now for Brisbane.
31 points the difference. Keane. Numbers well underneath it. The mark taken by Tingay. Tingay's at right centre wing for the Demons. Schenko went for the big punch, missed it. Chance for the Demons again through Obst. And pass to Wilson. And I think he might have missed that one as well. He has. One behind. For Melbourne, kicked by their Brownlow medalist. 32 points in it. And in fact, that was the difference at three-quarter time. After it was only 2 points the difference at the main change. Keane again having a good last quarter. Lovell stands the mark. Umbers, formerly of Geelong. O'Keefe, not O'Keefe, but Roberts in front of Lovett. And Scott McIver again, playing a great game.
Always does.
And missed down there by Jay Viney. He'll take the hand pass there to tidy up. Ball booted up towards centre wing or half forward. Bain. Gee, he's been quiet. They did their homework, as you said, Pete. And here's Mark Zanotti. Blocked beautifully down there by Stephen Phoebe. Went for the long kick, slewed it off the side of the boot. Chance for Lovell, didn't get there in time. Knock away.
Umbers, Williams. Mark Williams, a short pass, and Zanotti takes the mark just off the edge of the centre square.
He did very, very well till he was injured, Mark Zanotti, in defence. Merritt trying hard to lift his side, taps it on, always doing those hard things. Kennedy, that's Michael Kennedy, out to Gavin Keane, who's played a fair game too. Back it comes to Merritt, about 60 metres out for goal. Now, he'll look for the chip pass here because he wants to go short if someone can get to a space. Melbourne getting back, as Don Scott said earlier, to block up a...
So he's just taking too long looking for the option. And
but he wants
the longer he looks, Peter, he's just not there.
He can't kick long because of his ankle. Now he tries to, and look at that, he's hooked it badly to the pocket. Bain was the flyer, but he shouldn't have to do that, the little man.
And Rodney Grinder's gone off for Melbourne. Simon Eichel coming onto the half-forward line.
Well, it's over the line, as you see, Rodney Grinter heading.
And John Gastev coming off. He doesn't look too good at all, John Gastev.
John Gastev, in my opinion, probably shouldn't be playing. He's hardly touched the ball all year.
Oh, he started off well, except he lost, nearly 4 kilos.
That's what I mean. But he, the last few weeks I've seen him, Don, he's been...
well, he lost it about 3 weeks ago, Peter, and he just hasn't regained that strength. They just don't know what's wrong with him.
And last year he was a fantastic player for the Bears. Right throughout the year, he hardly played a bad game. His little Rose tried hard. Hardy hooking it round his body to the pocket. Mark Roberts back after it. Punched away by Danny Hughes over the line. Forward pocket for Brisbane.
John Gastev sits the bench as we wait the throw-in. Ishenko and Steins. Well, they both lost sight of it. Here he is again, Rowe. There won't be a mark. Didn't travel the required distance. Bain, snapshot. Didn't go far enough. Love it.
Cool.
Safe in defence. Gets it out to Todd Viney. Richardson up high. Eichel, who's just come back onto the ground. Kennedy. Mark Zanotti. Not the greatest of hand passes he's delivered in his career. Certainly put his teammates under plenty of pressure. Eichel grabbed well by Kennedy, and that's holding the ball. Now, about 3 players affected the tackle there. Probably it will be Kennedy's kick, or is it going to Merritt? Now Kennedy gets up with it. That's Michael Kennedy. A short pass to Sim. Short of centre field, straight down the ground. Ishenko goes for the knock-on. Spalding, Steins, over to Stretch. And the big Irishman lopes away.
Great kick.
There's Brian Wilson on the end of it, marking in front of Richardson.
He does that well as a ruckman, Steins.
And Greg Healy hasn't been in the play that much, but he'll be happy just to come through it. And of course he'll be even happier if Melbourne win. And it certainly appears that way at the moment. 17 possessions, but he hasn't been the dominating player that he can be. Right on the boundary line. Well, Bennett got up high and putting it through for the Demons. That was Eichel. His first goal, Simon Eichel. Melbourne's 15th, 15-8, 98 to 8-12-60.
Well, that's their first goal for the quarter, Melbourne. They've had to come right into the 15-minute mark before they've registered. This is what I mentioned earlier. Watch this, the high ball. Now Bennett will contest. Comes to ground. That's what they weren't doing in the second quarter, Melbourne. They just weren't getting under those packs and weren't taking the benefit of Bennett's work. I thought he's played well tonight, Bennett.
Simon Eichel becoming the 8th Melbourne player to score a goal tonight. The difference now 38 points.
Just under 10 minutes of play left in the match. Let's hope it just doesn't fizzle out, because this quarter's been pretty ordinary so far. Oh, look at the pace. Beautiful kick that was. He's got a ton of pace, Stephen Phoebe. Unfortunately, it landed with Zanotti. It's at half back. Gavin Keane has played pretty well. So was this man. He's been terrific. McIver got a big heart. How had he been a side like Hawthorn? Absolute champion, feeding it off to those good players. There's the kick by Rowe up to half forward. This is Mark Roberts. Now the leader's on by Hardy. He's ignoring him and going short to Mark Williams. Now, Williams will have to kick from 50 metres. So it might be a bit doubtful, the distance here, Don.
With Mark Williams, yes, Peter.
Now he's going, it's now the torpedo punt or the drop punt. It looks like the drop punt. It's a wobbly old floater up in front of goal. And the ball has been forced over the line from behind. Well, it certainly looked promising for the Bears early, but lack of really good forwards has been costly for them. That's why Warwick Kappa failing to fire up here at Carrara has been a big disappointment to them. 8-13, 15-8. Ball fisted away by Umbers. That's Lovett. To Yates, showing a lot of strength. Graham Yates. Hand pass over the top was from Lovell to Phoebe. Now this is Jay Viney kicking out wide. Healy, dragged to the ground. That'll be a free kick. We'll have to come back to Greg Healy at 60 metres out from goal. Winter coming back on and Phoebe off. Now the short one is on. Good play, Newport, to run to the space, or that hole you used to talk about, Don, at centre-half forward. Has he gone to sleep, Pete?
No, I'm looking for Darren Bennett because I'm anxious for him to kick one more goal to equal the record.
No, you're right.
He's out at centre-half forward. I don't think he's got a chance, but now he's gone into the goal square.
Well, don't worry about it, Don.
Here's Newport. Sorry I spoke, Don. This is Newport. He's still watching Bennett. Well, Newport from 45 metres, directly in front. Not a bad-looking kick. I think it's floated through. It has.
So the Demons now leading by 43 points. That's the biggest margin of the match. The Melbourne player copped a high one. Who was it? Lovell. Down to half forward, or Bain took off before nominations. Harris kicked it from the pack. Picked up for Melbourne by Todd Viney. His kick is a wide one. It beats Umbers and Keane over the boundary line for a throw-in. Left half forward flank for Brisbane.
Just watching the Bears forward line from the 50-metre line back, they didn't have one forward in that area. Pete, how can they kick goals?
A little bit difficult. Rowe actually does the ruck work and comes out with the ball. Like the style of him, he's a bit of a goer, isn't he? Stein's off the ground. Umbers tackled well by Lovell. Keane, high kick, and Bain that time probably did the right thing, stayed down, but then he looked around, there was no one to mark with Kingate. He gets it on to Lovett and turned to Danny Hughes, who kicked a goal earlier tonight. Oh, that's a great juggling mark by Rod Gwinter. Had a stint on the bench a short time back. Down at half forward, Spalding was off, but he breaks the tackle well. Zanotti nearly catches him. Now a chance for Eichhold, who kicked a goal earlier. He might have got another one, Simon Eichhold. He has. Melbourne showing their superiority now as Eichhold puts through his second goal. 17-8, 110. Brisbane 8-13, 61.
Well, Simon really has worked on his game over the summer months. He started well, it just hasn't come to grips with it recently. But he's having a bit of a purple patch. Came off, read the ball off the packs earlier for his first goal, and that was not a bad goal considering the circumstances of being tackled.
Well, they're obviously pretty happy.
And Roger Merritt going off the ground, Andrew Taylor coming back on.
17-8, 110 to 8-13, 61, just over 6 minutes left in the match.
I can assure you they are definitely Melbourne supporters. We just saw, and as I said, Merritt off. He's tried very, very hard. Merritt, there's Eichhold to stretch and kicks a long way, but this time he goes short. Oh, that's a free kick. It should have been against
kick.
Against Lyon. How could he miss that? He shoved him right in the back. Listen to the Bears supporters. Who was it? O'Keefe. Couldn't believe it. Well, Gary Lyon, 12 kicks. Hasn't been dominant, but he's such a class player. He's got to be watched very, very closely. Lyon from 35 metres. A little bit to the right, I would think, or well to the right, and out of bounds on the full. So thought the goal umpire only moved fractionally across. Now there's Merritt and John Gastev. Now I wonder what they're going to do with Gastev. He's just not firing at the moment and might need a break. And Roger Merritt also. So well, things not going the way of the Bears. Martin Leslie to the half-back line. Over the back is Stretch. Oh, he can't pick it up, Stephen Stretch. Now he does to Yates. Graham Yates might have a shot here. No, he goes short to Lyon and Bennett. Well, no, it wasn't Bennett. In fact, it was Healy. Kicked away by O'Keefe out to the half-back line. Grabbed by Lovett. He's always got tons of time. Look at that. To just lay off a pass to Jay Viney. And the stinger's gone right out of the Bears at the moment. This is Viney, number 26. He's kicked one. He's had 8, started on interchange, has had 8 kicks.
And has done well, Peter. He's run very, very hard at the ball and uses his body.
What relation's he to Todd? No relation? Well, is he or not, Don? You should know. You're down there.
Very unusual name, Tiny. He's a brother.
Well, there's Bigashenko tapping it through.
That's what he wanted you to say.
Could you answer the question in future?
50 points the difference at Carrara. And remember, it was only 2 the difference at half-time. So a most disappointing second half.
Don, there happens to be 2 Kennedys playing tonight, and they're not brothers.
No brotherly love here either. Knocked away by Lovett. Good play. Umbers should get a free kick and will. And the umpire coming in to speak to a couple of them. And he's reversed it. He's given it to Rodney Gurinta. Who says what? I can't believe it. So Rod Grinter with the free kick. Gets some advice where to kick it from Lovett. Grinter, left half forward. And indeed kicks it like a defender. Or indeed did he pick out one Brian Wilson, who marks directly in front.
Wilson just happened to be in the right place at the right time on that occasion.
Yes, it wasn't the best kick off the boot. But Brian Wilson, virtually on his own in the goal square, should goal.
Final approach. BP is on the move. Right now, all over the world, we're redesigning our 20,000 service stations to make them every bit as advanced as the products we sell. We think you'll appreciate the changes sooner or later. BP, on the move.
18-9 plays 8-13. Shenko, quick kick to half forward. And the mark has been taken by McIver. He has been fantastic. Short kick. Dropped by Bernie Harris. Had a terrible night. Todd Viney has put it out of bounds on the full. But it's been pretty lacklustre last quarter, really. Now, Gavin Keen's about to play on and kick it forward. Taylor caught behind Danny Hughes. Really just had no one up there to kick it to. Except Merritt at times. There's Keane again. He hasn't let them down. It's punched away. Here's Hardy. Brad Hardy, a quick kick up in front of goal. Mark Roberts. Oh, they're doing it easily. Melbourne in defence. Well done by Big Steins. Oh, went for the bounce. He socketed it off the ground. Well, he tried the old Gaelic football then. Andrew Taylor, kicked out of his hands. That like that. Well, there's a Shenko. Oh, shocking kick by Shenko. Straight to Brett Lovett. Good mark by Wilson. Now, Wilson waited. He actually stood there and waited for Lovett, who backed up beautifully. Lovett, the short one. But David O'Keefe comes out in front of Lyon. Then kicks it long.
Well, good use of the body there by Lovett to upset Roberts coming out of the back.
Top player, Lovett. It's Tingay.
That was good stuff, wasn't it? Because Roberts really did have the drop on Lovett on that occasion, but by just backing in, he upset Robert, nearly turned him over into a somersault.
It's at half forward for Melbourne. Showed their class again tonight. They're a very good side, Melbourne. That's out the full. That was kicked by Michael Kennedy. Penalty kick there to be taken by Brian Wilson.
And the Bears haven't scored a goal in this quarter. They've added only 4 behind, so not a very nice way to finish the night for them. After their first half was great. They trailed by only 2 points actually hit the front midway through the second quarter, but the wheels fell off when Mark Zanotti left the field in the third term. Wilson back to Steve Newport on centre wing. Newport's hand pass gratefully accepted by Spalding. Spalding a long kick up towards full forward. Gary Lyon, great mark over O'Keefe.
Well, there's the use of the body again. This fellow, you can use him as both ends of the ground, as Melbourne have done tonight. He was solid, but I thought Merritt got the better of him. He had to be moved, but he'll never let you down, Gary Lyon. He'll always try, and he's got a lot of class.
And he has the chance to become the 11th Melbourne player tonight to score a goal. So on that score, at least, it's been a real team effort. What's he done with that? Only one behind. Academic interest in the kick, really. But Melbourne's 10th behind, 18-10 to 8-13. So the Bears haven't finished the match in a manner that would please Norm Dare.
Well, you wouldn't have thought that Melbourne were a 10-goal better side.
Not if you watch just the first half, Peter, no. It's been a disappointing end. Kennedy kicks in, Matthew Kennedy. And can Melbourne get another one before the final siren goes? Doing all the attacking. Lovell will take the hand pass. Gets around Richardson, a little chip to Wilson. Wilson into an open goal and hits the post. The padding of the post gone.
The padding wasn't there. It would have been a goal, Peter.
Don't bring that up again. Here's David O'Keefe about to bring it back into play. He's battled manfully down there in defence tonight. Hasn't been easy. Here's Stretch. Steve Stretch, a quick kick up in front of goal. Jay Viney with great strength. Simon Eisholt a chance for another one on the left foot. Oh, good kick.
On the siren.
And right on the siren, a goal.
His third goal. Melbourne convincing winners here at Carrara. So the final scores 19-11, 125 Melbourne, 19-11, 125 the Bears, 8-13, 61. So Simon Eisholt's 3 goals, all in the final term, and in the end it was a runaway victory. That's a win of 64 points. And interestingly, that doubles the lead that they had at three-quarter time, which was 32 points, obviously, after a very entertaining first half. The Bears certainly with a chance, I thought, at half-time, but Melbourne's class, it really did tell in the end, and injuries didn't help Brisbane. And once again, they really did lack a key forward, Peter, didn't they?
Well, as soon as he took Bain, John Northey did the right thing, took Bain and Grow out of the game, then their class players just took over, and they have plenty of class. Brett Lovett, Stretch, Wilson towards the end there, Gary Lyon, and they've just got so much talent. Bennett, a focal point up forward. Steins in the ruck. Newport did his stopping role. They've just got a very good even team. Guys like Andy Lovell and Jay Viney coming on. Danny Hughes, Graham Yates. They're not a brilliant side, but they just all do their bit, the Melbourne players, and they've got 20
today, and I suppose a big defeat has a rough chance of them losing percentage and losing the top spot to the West Coast Eagles. But Sydney, way down